Horror quiz. Would you survive the night? We did the zombie survival quiz a few months ago. Crystal makes some pretty fucking fire survival quizzes where, you know, it's in depth. There's like 20 questions and there's right and wrong answers. Some are kind of right, some are really wrong. I mean, it says horror quiz. The one we did with the zombies, like some of the questions I thought I was right and then she said I was wrong. But horror quiz, I think if I had to survive the night in like a haunted house, I'm for sure fine. But I don't know what they mean horror quiz. Like, am I running from a serial killer? Am I like, you know, in some sort of fucking Stranger Things situation?
This is a survival quiz. You're alone in a foreign place. The locals whisper.
Would never be in that situation. Already. The locals whisper about something in the hills. All right, well.
About something in the hills. Something old. They say it drinks blood. You don't believe them. Not exactly.
I'm definitely not believing them, bro. What? If I'm in a foreign country and the locals start chirping to me about how, like, in the hills, there's some fucking Dracula, like, level creature, I'm going, okay, pal.
But tonight something's wrong. This is a logic test. A psychological test. The questions start off easy, but they get harder. And each answer could be your last. For each question, you get 4 options to pick from. And after each question, I'll tell you the right answer. And I'll also tell you why the others would have been the last thing you ever did. Keep track of your score. And in the end—
So if I get one wrong, I die? What? If I get one wrong, I die.
And I'll tell you if you would have survived the night. So without further ado, let's begin. You're in a tiny town somewhere in the Balkans. You booked it on impulse. The town is barely marked on maps. The local currency is something you've never held. And the bartender in this pub doesn't speak much English, but he keeps refilling your glass. It's late. The pub smells like wood smoke and dried herbs. There's a fire burning.
I'm loving the vibe thus far. Nobody speaks the language that I speak. I'm alone at the pub, and the bartender just makes like a bro eye contact with me and just fills my drink every time. So I'm a little drunk. Okay, 4 or 5, maybe 6 beer in. I'm in Europe, right? Or the Balkans. Balkans, what country is the Balkans in? If I'm in the Balkans, I'm in like Albania. All right. I'm in like Albania, Romania, Serbia. I don't speak the language of the locals, and I'm kind of drunk. They're probably drinking like 6% beer, you know.
They're still at the back table. They keep glancing at you. One of them finally leans over and says something that sounds like, "You shouldn't walk back alone. Not tonight."
I'm not thinking that's supernatural. I'm thinking that motherfucker's letting me know that I'm about to get mugged on my walk back, okay? If I am drunk at a bar alone in Romania or Albania or Turkey or wherever the fuck I am, and a local leans in and goes, "You shouldn't walk home tonight alone. It's not safe." I'd go, oh, so I'm going to get murdered by a human. Like a person's going to hurt me.
You ask him what he means. He gestures to the window and says one word in broken English. Nosferatu.
Vampires? Brother, I'm going, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. And then I'm walking home.
The table behind him laughs. How do you respond? Option A, laugh with them. Maybe it's a local joke. Option B, ask if something happened recently. Option C, say, "I don't believe in that stuff." Or option D, say nothing and finish your drink.
Damn, dude. This is a life or death scenario here. If I get it wrong, what do they just shoot me? I fucking ask if something happened recently. Oh, you're an idiot. They kill me. B, I'm not asking if something happened recently. I would probably say, what do you mean? C, I don't believe in that stuff. Now I'm going D. Saying nothing.
So the correct answer here is option B, ask if something happened recently. So the reason this is the right answer is because here you're not dismissing him. You're gathering information without feeding the myth or challenging it. And survival often starts with listening, especially when you're the foreigner without any cultural context here. Option A, laughing with the crowd, is not the best answer here because it alienates the speaker. They might shut down or play it off and you've lost a source. Option C, saying you don't believe in that stuff, draws a firm line in the sand and you've now made it personal. If they were—
I'm drawing that firm line in the fucking sand. Yo, okay, if I'm in a foreign country, I'd probably pan into it a little bit. I'd be like, what do you mean Nosferatu?
Trying to warn you, they'll back off. And option D, going silent and...
Bro, that's like me being at a local bar in New Jersey and somebody being like, the Jersey Devil's out tonight. You shouldn't walk home alone. I'd be like, you're crazy. You're an insane person.
Information withheld now might cost you later. The man narrows his eyes. He speaks carefully, like he's trying to remember the right words. They come if you are soft. If you say yes too easy. If you listen and you should close your ears. You ask, how do you stop them? He looks at the candle and at the table, and then back at you. You don't, but you can delay. He lifts his hand and he pinches the flame out between two fingers.
Damn, this guy's kind of hard, though. This guy's kind of got aura. I feel like now I have to listen to him. He pinches the flame with both of his fingers. And he glances. He's kind of like rizzing me up while he's like warning me.
They ask you small things first. Just small. Can I come closer? Do you hear me? Will you look at me? It's not always the door.
Oh, so I'm dealing with vampires that I have to let them in.
And he leans closer. You don't say yes. You don't say no. You don't say anything at all. Someone behind him scoffs. It's one of the older men at the back table. Ignore him. This one still believes the old wives' tales. The bartender doesn't look back. He's staring at you. They came
What up? Bang.
last week. A girl was found. She was still standing when they found her. Still warm. No blood inside. Like something had hollowed her out and walked away. As you stand to leave, the bartender slides something across the bar. A small metal charm and a string. It looks handmade. Rusted. Ancient. He doesn't look at you when he speaks. Protection. What do you do?
Taking that bitch! Taking that bitch! What? He gives me a metal charm on a string and he goes, protection. I'm going, okay. And I'm wearing that.
Option A, put it on immediately.
Yup.
Option B, refuse politely. You don't believe in that stuff. Option C, take it, then ask what it's made of and what it does.
Oh, C.
Or option D, leave it on the counter and walk out without acknowledging it.
C.
So the correct answer here is option C. Take it, and then ask
Yes!
what it's made of and what it does. So the reason this is the right answer is because here you're signaling respect and you're gathering information. You're neither dismissing nor blindly accepting it, and that maximizes safety and intel. Option A, blindly putting it on, is the wrong answer because you have no idea what this is, and if wearing it marks you, binds you, or even attracts the thing that you're trying to repel here. Option B, dismissing the offer out loud, is also the wrong answer because this signals ignorance and arrogance in a dangerous and unfamiliar environment. And option D, walking out without acknowledging it, is the worst of both option A and option B. You've both ignored local protection and you've potentially insulted someone who might be your only ally. You pick up the charm. It's heavier than you expected. You don't put it on.
It's made of tungsten. You pick up the charm. The string snaps. You've just got yourself in a New York City free charm scam. This guy's asking for a tip for the free jewelry he just gave you. You decline. He says, well, you broke my charm. Now you have to pay me for it.
Instead, you ask, what's it made of? The bartender pauses. He leans forward slightly, and his voice lowers.
Cow urine. Cow urine. Horse shit.
Iron from a grave fence.
Oh, iron from a grave fence.
And then he taps the string. Thread from a shroud. He looks at you for a long time.
And a little bit of puffer semen.
You don't wear it to look strong. You wear it to be overlooked. Don't let them hear you say their name. And never, never speak to them first. The candle on the bar flicks sideways, like someone walked past. But no one did. Outside, the night is colder than it should be. You check your phone. No signal.
No, not big puffer. Like a puffer fish. I don't know, maybe I'm done.
The road home is darker than you remember. One street lamp flickers ahead. Time to walk. The real quiz has officially begun. You step out into the cold. The charm is warm in your pocket. The night smells like whetstone. You've been walking for nearly 15 minutes now, uphill, away from the bar. No shops
Well, here's where you're wrong, because I'm catching an Uber ride.
open, no cars, no sound except for your own footsteps. Up ahead, beneath a flickering street lamp, you see a figure. They're standing still, head tilted down, half in shadow.
I cross the street. I jaywalk across the street, and I avoid contact with him. This is not even, regardless of whether or not Nosferatu's a thing. If I'm walking alone at night, and I see a guy standing under a street lamp at like 1 in the morning, I'm crossing the street. I'm not passing him.
Not approaching, not retreating, just waiting. What do you do? Option A, keep walking toward them, confidently, like you belong here. Option B, cross the street.
Lock in. How to get a felony for $3.79.
Surveillance footage shows this young man enter a Firehouse Subs and ask for a water cup. An employee
The water cup method. Don't tell me it's been patched.
then catches him getting a soda instead of water, and she approaches him to choose the water option for him on the touchscreen. However, the male then backs out of the water option and pours himself more soda. He then leaves, leaving the employee frustrated. She then calls the police as the male
I mean, I ain't getting that frustrated over that. I mean, is it stealing? Yes. Are you the owner of the Firehouse Subs? If no, I don't care. If I'm the middle-aged employee that's getting paid minimum wage at a Firehouse Subs, and some guy asks for a water cup and then pours himself soda, not my problem. Not my problem. I'm going, maybe you shouldn't do that. And then he does it anyway. I'm just gonna be like, all right.
is now sitting outside the restaurant watching
Calling the police for a stolen okay, why did he sit outside of the restaurant? He should have dipped, okay? If you're gonna do the soda method.
YouTube while sipping on his
The water cup method.
stolen soda.
Brandon, staff called because they want you trespassed from here. Staff called because you've been going in there taking water and stealing soda and...
Oh, does he do this like every day? Oh my God. Is this just like they know him?
not really serving any purpose being here, so they want you trespassed. Do you understand what that means? It means you're no longer welcome here, and if you come back, you're going to get a ticket.
Going back and fire ourselves?
Correct.
Let's figure this out.
I can't hear you.
Let's figure this out.
That's what?
What they're saying is I stole what? What I stole?
They said you've been going in there, taking water, drinking soda, not really serving any...
Bro, if I'm him, I'm going, okay. And then I'm walking away. Like, he's just getting trespassed. It's just he's not allowed into the Firehouse Subs anymore. Who gives a fuck? It's a fucking Firehouse Subs. Like, I'm never walking back into that place again. I'd just be like, all right. And then I'd leave.
Legitimate purpose being there, being a paying customer, you're none of that.
I hope he doesn't argue with the cop that he should be allowed to sit at this metal table. Just get up and leave.
So they want you trespassed.
I paid for food here.
Okay. Today?
Not today, but I paid for food here.
Okay. Well, you can't just go in there and take water and take soda and...
See, yeah, maybe he does like the Firehouse Subs. He wants to be able to still eat there. What's a restaurant for you guys that if you were trespassed, you would argue it? Maybe like a Chipotle. I think if I got trespassed at a Chipotle, I'd be like, all right, well, let's talk about this. Let's not be too hasty here. Yeah, like a Wawa. Yeah, like a Wawa or Chipotle. Like somewhere that's like useful. Qdoba. I saw somebody say Panera Bread. Can we get a ban on that, chatter?
What? I asked for a cup of water, nigga.
Okay. Well, they don't want you here anymore, so... Any questions about that? Okay, if you...
Dave's Hot Chicken? Yo, I'd start kissing their boots if they try to trespass me even from a Dave's Hot Chicken. I'd be begging them. Please! Please! I need to... you don't understand. You don't understand. This is everything to me.
come back, you're gonna get a ticket, so that includes like this whole area here. Alright, so then you gotta get up and walk away.
What's up?
You gotta talk louder.
I don't think you're trespassing unless it's the manager.
I can trespass you. That's
No, it's the manager.
Why are we arguing this? It's a Firehouse Subs. Why are you trying to dispute this? You're just not allowed in the fucking Firehouse Subs. Bro, leave. Bro, leave. That's all this is. Just walk away. You're not getting a ticket. You're not getting arrested. Nothing's wrong right now. They're just like, hey, you're not allowed to come here anymore.
Or I can. That's what I'm doing.
This is a serious situation. Oh, I'd escalate it if this was a Dave's Hot Chicken. If I was at a Dave's Hot Chicken, they're like, you're trespassed. I'd be like, bitch.
They want you trespass.
Oh, the manager.
No, it doesn't matter who.
Yeah,
An employee here.
Definitely does.
I'm telling you to leave now or you're going to get a ticket because I've already trespassed
Can't
you.
give you a ticket.
Yes, I can.
Oh my god, what are we doing? Oh my god, this feels like Mordecai and Rigby. Are we just like rage baiting right now? I don't understand. Why are we doing this? I'm gonna give you a ticket. No, you're not.
Are you the owner of Firehouse Subs?
It don't matter.
Are you the manager of Firehouse Subs?
It does not
It
matter.
definitely does matter.
Get off the property.
Okay.
I mean, he's not really on the property right now, is he? He's in the parking lot. Does that count? Like, does the business, if you get trespassed at like a McDonald's, are you allowed in the McDonald's parking lot? No. I feel like this is like a strip mall though. Like they can't really like, if he's like over there, that's not like trespassing.
Leave the property now. I'm telling you to leave.
Oh my god, what is he doing?
Are you the manager of Firehouse
It
Subs?
don't matter.
It does.
I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. You need to
It does
leave.
matter.
Dude,
Leave.
have an issue. Let's go.
Leave.
Now you just touched me.
Yep, I did.
Let's go, dude.
Do you want to go to jail?
You can put me in jail?
Yes.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
You can't put me in jail.
Get off the property.
No,
Off the property.
Are you the manager of Firehouse Subs?
It don't matter.
They called. They called. Why would they just show up? I understand the point that he's making of like the manager has to kick me out, not you guys. But if they called, why would the cops be there? What do you think? They just saw you fucking take soda when you asked for a water cup?
It does.
Get off of the property.
Dude, you're gonna go to jail. Just walk away.
Can you get them to contact the manager?
No.
It's not
Yeah,
worth it. They
yeah.
want you trespass. They want you
Dude, hear me out, man. Dude.
trespass. Is not
Let him
worth
walk
it. Let's
past
go.
and see what he does.
Get them to the manager to contact Firehouse
If he walks
Subs.
past again, we'll take him to jail.
I think I could put. I think if it came down to it, I might be able to tackle this officer.
Take me to jail. Can you take me to jail?
I think he's thinking in his head, what am I gonna do? Retweet? Yeah, I think this guy. I think I'm quicker. I'm looking at his arms. I'm not body shaming. I'm just saying. I think you got to size somebody up. If I had to take one of them, I'm taking him.
Leave the
Sit down
property.
outside of Firehouse Subs.
You can go stand over there. You can go stand over there. You cannot go on any UWSP properties or this building.
But as soon as you contact
No,
the manager of
I'm not
Firehouse
doing
Subs is when
anything
I
that
leave.
you request. You don't get that right.
As soon as you contact the manager of Firehouse Subs
No.
is when I leave.
Brandon, we don't have an issue. If you just walk away, we're all good. Like, but if you try walking back, you're gonna go to
Unless you
jail.
Contact the manager. You can't
That's
make-
not how it
you can't-
works.
Yo, and this ain't even like, I get it if this was like a town that had no other fast food places. You know what I mean? Like, this looks like a semi-populated town. Like, if you live somewhere where, like, the hangout spot's like the Walmart parking lot and there's, like, one fucking Panda Express, I'd be like, all right, you know, getting trespassed that sucks. You know, because it's like, now you can't eat there anymore. You're seeing a Popeyes? What is that what is that? Is that a Popeyes? I was trying to read what it is. It looks like a T, not a P.
That's definitely how that works.
No.
I really don't think Popeyes is where I'd want to eat though. Like I'm not really. I think I'd rather chill by the Firehouse Subs than a Popeyes.
The manager says I have
It says Toppers.
been banned from Firehouse Subs is when I'll be banned from Firehouse Subs. The
Get off
manager
the
never
property.
said I've been banned from Firehouse
Does
Subs.
it help if the employees don't want you there? Because the employees don't want you
It's
there.
better with the employees when
Okay.
I'm sitting outside of.
Yo, on God, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of siding with this guy now. You know, he's kind of convincing me right now. He's got a bit of aura to him. It doesn't matter what the employees want. That's true. That's a valid take. Hey, who gives a fuck what Karen at the desk wants, right?
Firehouse
You're out on
Subs.
bond, too,
You ain't the owner.
aren't you?
Can you contact the manager so we can
No.
situate this? Okay.
223 what are his bond conditions? Do you understand what bond conditions are?
I'm agreeing with, okay, see, like, I agree with both sides in the sense that, like, I don't think he should be trespassed unless the manager wants him trespassed, but at the same time, if the cops are there, leave!
No,
Okay, so you're out on bond because you committed a crime. Okay, so you can't commit any other crime.
I'm not committing any crimes.
No, not yet. But if you come back on this property, I'll take you to jail for DC.
I'm not taking.
Actually, I can.
Okay, no,
All
you
we're
cannot.
asking you to
You
do is
definitely
leave
cannot
the
because the manager never said.
It does not matter.
Manager never said. The manager never said that I was banned from Firehouse Subs for sitting outside of Firehouse Subs.
Do you want us to physically remove you from the property? Do you want us to do that?
You literally can't. You literally can't.
We will physically remove you.
You can't. Contact the manager of Firehouse Subs.
Dude,
Well, let's see where he goes. If he wants to go to jail, he'll keep going. You're making a choice. Go ahead. Go ahead. I told you you're trespassed. I told you to walk away. You're not listening.
They never said I'm trespassed.
It don't matter.
You're a random police officer.
It don't matter.
They said they want you trespassed.
It's control the firehouse.
Stay there with that officer. You're not free to leave yet.
Hello.
Hey.
Everyone.
The manager?
I am. I'm the one that
The cop comes in. By the way, can I get a water cup?
called. Yeah, let's talk over here.
While you're outside.
And she can give you information too, because he's coming on nights that she's here. If you need.
Today, he stole soda?
He sold soda today, yeah. So we gave him a water cup. I walked right up to the machine. I said, the water's right here. He went back and took something else. And
Took a soda?
took a soda, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, they said they want you trespassed.
Bro, like, I just, like, I'm not going to the lengths of being like, I'm gonna call the cops on you for that, you know? Like, but he did, like, that is stealing.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not that deep. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not allowed. Like, she has the right to do that, but I'd be like, damn, I'm really gonna go out of my way to make this, like, a scene.
Don't come back. Why does that matter, dude?
I'm just chilling. I'm just watching about YouTube.
Yeah, I understand that, dude. Dude.
Talking about some, you're bad for firehouse subs, you're trespassing, you gotta get the fuck out of here.
He's refusing to leave, so I'm gonna take him to jail.
Perfect.
Actually, I'm gonna come back in with some paperwork. I'm gonna take him to jail for theft.
Okay.
Did he cause any disturbance in here?
I wouldn't say disturbance, but there was an incident where, like, he made a few people feel uncomfortable because he stood up and went, "Ah!" really loud.
Maybe his parlay hit. You know, you don't know.
Screaming in
On
the
Sunday.
store?
Yeah, so he screamed a
Oh, yeah, it was maybe like a Sunday football game, you know?
little bit.
Oh, but that was on Sunday.
That was on
He
Sunday.
just stood up and just screamed.
That was not today.
Stole soda.
Today he took soda again. And the funny
Okay, so no, this guy repeatedly comes. Firehouse Subs is his hangout spot.
thing is not funny, but if you look at the table that's out there in one of the chairs, there's a clear solo cup. That's literally the cup he used to come in and take soda on Saturday.
All right, I'm gonna get him tucked away and I'll be right back. Okay?
Perfect. I appreciate it.
What's the point of this?
That'd be really funny if this guy in the video is in my chat. He's like, "That's me.
Because I don't like people.
I was not letting them keeping me from getting that pepperoni pizza meatball sub. Nuff said.
Try to come up
Dude, I understand that.
saying that
Nuff said.
I do something that I know have to do.
Brother, dude.
Chilling. On my YouTube, I watch a little water cup.
I understand that.
But
they're saying you're stealing and
try to tell me I'm bad for firehouse subs.
Great. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
What am I under arrest for?
Theft. Do not fight. Do not
don't fight
Don't
us.
resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
fight. Do not fight. All right, we're gonna stand here.
I didn't stand up.
Now you got resisting arrest.
Stop. 241, he's fighting.
No,
241,
not the metal Firehouse Subs table.
he's fighting.
Yeah, I never actually stolen anything. You just put me in jail.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
They gave me a cup of water.
Put your hands behind your
this today. Just because there's so much fact-checking that goes into spies and how cautious they are and how cautious the countries are into their own spies, you would get fucking killed instantly. Like, if you tried to do this after 9/11, they would fucking bomb your house, like, the next day that you gave them shit information. That the second they found out you were a double agent, bro, they're fucking killing you.
Boys of Canadian troops arriving in
No, they wouldn't.
Southampton. Garbo
Israel would never let that happen.
himself began inventing an entire army of U.S. soldiers and reported large numbers of them gathering in the south.
Well, Israel has notably, like, historically just, like, actually bombed 1,000 people to kill one.
East. All of this
So, yeah.
activity pointed towards a massive attack on Calais.
That was one of the things John Kiriakou said in one of his interviews, was like, in his experience with Israeli spies and just the government in general, they were, like, openly willing to just, like, wipe out a small neighborhood to kill you. Like, no problem. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to call a hit. Like, no, we're just going to blow up everything and then kill you.
The closest point to England. In order to back up Garbo's lies, the Brits started planting real evidence all around the southeast. Fake airstrips were cut into fields, and hollow wooden plains were...
That's not true. And let me Google it. Even recently, between October 7th and November 17th of 2023, Israeli military dropped 600 destructive 2,000-pound bombs with the capacity to damage hospital infrastructure, kill or cause several injuries hundreds of meters away from hospitals. Like, if they, like, historically, I'm talking, like, even, like, 15 years ago, like, if they knew where you were, like, they're just bombing you. I'm not saying the U.S. hasn't done that either, but...
placed at the side. German planes...
That, my point, the thing that I'm trying to say, before that chatter butted in and then I got on this off-tangent rant, is that, like, if you were to attempt to do some double agent shit today, it's a lot more complex than just flat-out lying with info. Like... You're not going to be able to just fucking feed them this shit for 5 years before they find out. Like, they're going to fucking find out a hell of a lot sooner.
Fake airstrips were cut into fields, and hollow wooden planes were placed at the side. German planes started bombing these fake sites, so they knew it was working. A gigantic fake oil storage facility was set up in Dover, and photos of King George visiting the site were placed in the local newspaper. Hollywood-style movie sets were used to turn modest boats into enormous battleships, and inflatable tanks.
Why did none of us ever know this? Why were we never taught this? They built fake tanks, ships, and planes to trick the Nazis when they would fucking scan the area above us. I was taught this. I was never taught this. In the U.S., I was never taught this.
Were placed everywhere.
That we made fake tanks.
They had built up an entire army of
Nazis did the same thing. Really?
Fake soldiers, vehicles, and supplies that completely distracted the Germans from the real preparation that was going on for Normandy. The goal was...
But then where are they actually preparing their shit where they're not going to see it?
To convince the Germans that even when the Normandy attacks began, the real and much larger attack would happen later in Calais. Amazingly...
Oh my God, so they would delay their... So they would keep delaying and delaying the fact that they had to run troops to Normandy until it was too late.
The British intercepted a conversation between Hitler and a Japanese ambassador, where Hitler mentioned that the first attack was going to be a decoy and that they were really preparing for the second attack elsewhere. By this point, it was clear that Garbo's messages were now landing directly on Hitler's desk, and he was believing...
Holy fuck, dude. You're just a random farmer in Barcelona. You end up convincing Hitler of, like, one of the biggest attacks that occurred in World War II was going to be somewhere else.
Everything. Whenever Garbo told them about movement in the southeast, the Nazis would move the pin on their map. They made the crucial decision to move hundreds of thousands of troops to defend Calais. That was hundreds of thousands of troops that wouldn't be in Normandy. June 5th, one day before D-Day. Although the German radio operators usually signed off at 11:30, Garbo insisted that tonight they should listen out for a message at 3 a.m. Big news was expected from one of his sub-agents. At 3 a.m., Garbo reported that vomit bags and rations had been handed out to soldiers. This could only mean one thing: the attack was about to happen. But hours went by and no response was received. The Germans had gone to sleep. The Allies rocked up to Normandy at 6:30, completely undercover. outnumbering the Germans by more than 3-1. It was a brutal day, but the Allies managed to secure their entrance into France, and over the next 6 weeks, continued piling troops, vehicles, and supplies in through the beaches of Normandy.
I feel like he's still downsizing how many fucking people died in Normandy. Like, D-Day was a bloodbath. Normandy death count. The Normandy campaign resulted in 425,000 Allied and German troop casualties. On D-Day, in the first day, which is D-Day, 4,414 Allied personnel killed on the first day. And that's basically just on the beach. Like, dude, they had a run onto a beach that had spikes. Wait, let me actually just look up an image of D-Day. Because they have pictures of it. They had these spikes so they can't bring on, like, tanks and other, you know, machines onto the beach because they would just block it, so you had to go on foot. So they would drop you off in the water over here and you had to fucking run out. This isn't actually fucking Normandy, but this is just the example. But they had these, like, concrete fucking, what are they called, bunkers with, like, just straight up machine guns with Germans on them, and they would literally just go and just kill people, mow them down until the Allies got close and they would fucking throw a grenade in the fucking bunker or go in with a flamethrower and kill you.
Amazingly, the Nazis refused to move more troops to Normandy, and in fact, ended up sending more to defend Calais.
They shot 2,000 bullets a second. Oh my God.
Waiting for the second attack that would never come. Every letter, every detail,
How would you know you weren't there? Historians?
every lie, and every truth had bamboozled the Germans, and it allowed the Allies to recapture Europe and win the war. Despite the defeat, Hitler was so impressed with Garbo's messages that he was awarded the Iron Cross. At the same time, Britain awarded him an OBE, making him the only person to receive war medals from both sides of the same war. After the war, Pujol feared that the Nazis would be looking for him, and so he faked his own death and moved to Venezuela. And just like that, he was gone. Amazingly, this whole story would have never been told if it hadn't been for Nigel West, a writer from London. He was determined to track Garbo down, and so he got hold of a Barcelona phone directory and called every Juan Garcia in the area. As you can imagine, there were many. Eventually,
Juan Garcia is probably one of the most common names in Spain.
one of Garbo's nephews picked up the phone and helped him make contact with Garbo. 40 years had gone by, but after a lot of convincing, Garbo eventually agreed to come over to Europe, where he visited Normandy and realized just how many lives he had saved.
Jo no volia lluitar amb les armes, però les armes són contràries a meu. Jo vaig fer la guerra i tinc l'orgull de dir que no vaig disparar un sol tiro. És que vaig...
Yeah, that's wild. He provided so much for the Allies in the war without ever, you know, putting boots on the ground.
La meva consciència no hi ha cap mort.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
That was a great fucking video. That was a great fucking video. The fact he got a medal from both sides kind of amazes me. Do you think he kept the one from the Germans? Gaslighted, bamboozled, and played the Germans. He got awarded for good work. All right, next video. Successful.
Idiot.
But Joe, it's the prerequisite. I know it's the prerequisite. I know it is a prerequisite. We care about looking good, and then you get your foot in the door, and they're like, okay, hey.
But if you nail that prerequisite, you've done 90% of the work.
No, you haven't! What? What? Bro, you're acting like life is like a YouTube thumbnail. Like, oh my gosh. It's just like, if you land, if you're trying to date to fuck, maybe. Like, if you're just trying to get one night stand hookups and you just want to look good so people will just have sex with you, you know, fine. But if you actually want to have a girlfriend and a wife, you know, and you only focus on how you look, they're not going to like you.
If you actually look good enough for someone to want to date you long term, you have surpassed 90% of men. So,
bro, I'm going to have the counterpoint, though, that, like, I mean, women get with guys. You see, there's so many people, and they get judged for it. I have so many friends that even they themselves say their girlfriend's out of their league. And they're not looks maxers, right? They land that girl because the girl likes them, you know? Like, they like their personality because the women that they're with have dated guys that maybe they would perceive as more attractive than them, right? But those guys were assholes. You know, those guys weren't treating them the way that they wanted to be treated. So it's like, I don't know. It's a fallacy, Joe. Yeah, bro. I'm not going to call him out on his I called him out on a fallacy because he called me out on one. I'm not going to sit here and say we're having some fucking actual debate. We're not debating. This is a conversation.
Then your personality matters a lot less because you're actually physically desirable. Don't you understand?
Your personality matters less because you're more physically desirable. I think in the sense of, yeah, having sex, but not in the sense of dating, you know? Like, not in the sense of, like, actually being with someone.
And that.
And they start asking for your qualifications, or they want to learn about you, and you're the most dull person ever. Because
So yes, let's make up a fake scenario.
all you care about is whether or not you look appealing. It's like, man, that's like, I don't know. It also
Strawman's of despair.
causes so much stress within yourself, you know? The idea of having to constantly be like, I need to look this way. I need to be this attractive. It's, now you're like, you're hindering your own mood, you know? The pivot of how you feel in life is going to be how you look that day.
Well, yeah, it's increased insecurity, you know? I think, and the one thing that I will say is, I don't think, like, a lot of black pillars mean to be mean when they're talking about looks. They look at it at a very objective sense, which I understand, right? They're not like making fun of you for being ugly. They're just like, you're a 5, you know, you're a 4. Your face dimensions are fucked. But it's like, if you're somebody that's a part of that community and you're like self-criticizing yourself, it's like, wouldn't you just go day to day being like, God, I'm so ugly. My facial structure sucks. You know, nobody's ever going to love me. It's like, fuck, man. Like, now, like, you're not confident in yourself. And confidence can stem from attraction, but confidence doesn't stem from how other people find you attraction. Confidence doesn't stem from how attractive other people find you. Confidence stems from how you feel about yourself. And if people are a part of the black pill community and gaining value out of that, I'm fine with it. You know, whatever. If you are more confident in yourself, and because you're feeling like you need to do some sort of looks maxing thing, that's fine. But my concern is that, like, the self-love integrated with the idea of, like, hey, I'm so fucking ugly, my genetics suck, make you more insecure, and whatever you gain out of looks maxing in terms of objective attractiveness, you lose in insecurity, right? You might be more attractive to somebody else, but you won't hold that confidence because you're not confident in yourself.
Like, I don't know, man. And it's just like living for other people. Black pill content. This is a group of people that believe looks and genetics are the most
What if you're just ugly? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean if you're just ugly?
important thing in life, and they decide how
The most important, correct. And not in life and dating.
every interaction is going to go, which is, you know, sort of.
You were saying in life, though, because you're saying with business stuff, too. And I would say this is more an argument less about dating and more about, like, hookups, right? Like, I get the argument for blackpilling if it's just like, I just want to look good so I could hook up with somebody I met at a bar, had a 10-minute conversation with, and then we fucking, you know, hooked up.
Every interaction is going to go, which is, you know, sort of. Well, what is it? It's like
False, that's a straw man.
it's like subhuman, sub 5, sub 3, low tier normie, high tier normie, Chad. Like, there's a ranking system in the black pill, like, community
Correct.
where they, like, rank what you look. And a lot of the time, they'll say that I'm, like, a normie or a low tier normie. Like, I saw one guy do
You're a normie.
a whole facial analysis on me, and he said I was a 5.
That's not inaccurate.
He said I was a 5. And he was like, if he fixed his hair
That's not inaccurate. Yeah, no, you got some problems.
and got Greek curls, he'd maybe be a little bit better. But they'll be
Yeah, it's largely you're exposing your
My fat fucking forehead. Yes. My gigantic cranium. My head is huge. Yes. I can't wear regular hats.
overly wide neurocranium.
Man, this guy's growing on me. This guy's growing on me. It's your overly wide neurocranium. Your head looks weird. Just say that. Just say that. Why are you fucking making it all scientific? Just say my head looks fucking weird.
Doesn't look good.
My chin protrudes. Your nose is fucking crooked.
Like his nose is crooked, his jaw's too far out. I'm like, man,
Yeah, your jaw's too wide.
bro, I don't care. And the guys that are making those analysis videos are like threes. Like, I just, how are you gonna sit there and make all of your content
Because their looks has nothing to do with yours, idiot.
about like, hey, I'm gonna rank how this person looks?
I could look like the most greasy, ugly subhuman or a Chad. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god, I hate, bro, subhuman. Like, bro, like, oh my god. Like, we're calling people subhuman because it's like, yo, you're so fucking, yeah. I get the point. I get the point. Where he's like, it doesn't matter if you're a 3 because it's about objective attractiveness. Like, a 3 is still ranking you on an objective scale knowing they're a 3. But it's just like, ugh.
I'm giving you an objective assessment, idiot. And also, it's funny, you're now referring to how they look as if that matters. So you're kind of implying the black pill yourself.
Well, I feel like it's the perceived aggression. I think I had a bad first look at the community in that, like, all the shit I would originally see was just like hate spewing about certain people and being like, oh, you're sub 3, you're subhuman. And there are people a part of the community that do that. But I think from the objective standpoint, it's not meant to be malicious. I was just kind of making fun of the people that are ugly, a part of the black pill community, that are being assholes, right? Does that make sense? Where it's like, you're not being objective. Like, you're ugly, and then also going on, you know, social media and just being like, this person's fugly as shit. Like, the people that are in comment sections that make fun of people they deem as ugly when they themselves are 2s. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, it's like you're putting yourself on a higher... It's like you're making fun of somebody else to try and put yourself up on a higher pedestal. It's like, let me find more people that are uglier than me because that'll make me, in retrospect, more attractive objectively. But it doesn't.
When you're like literally in a basement that's wet, underground.
And what does that have to do with your face if they're in a basement that's wet, Joe? What does that have
Nothing. You're right.
to do with your face, idiot?
Just like fucking...
He's called me an idiot like 30 times.
Just ranking people. I'm like, yeah.
What if they're fucking sucking a dick while they're rating you? Does that matter? Idiot.
Just like fucking... Just rank...
Oh my god.
I'm like, yeah.
What if they're fucking sucking a dick while they're rating you? Does that matter? No. Idiot.
A 5. I don't care. Right? Like, I used to...
See, no, he just broke character there. What is with, like, the fucking, like, the monotone? Show emotion. Show emotion. Why, like, he giggled for a second and then immediately, look at him lock back in.
While they're rating you. Does that matter? No. Idiot.
A 5. I don't care.
No, and then he went,
Right,
no, I gotta focus up.
I used to
Surely you don't. That's why you keep talking about it.
care so much about how I looked. And I still do fixate on certain things. Like, I fixate on my hair a lot, right? Because I do think I am gonna go bald. And so that upsets me. But, like, there are days where I'll just be like, I need to do my hair. And I'll just, like, fucking leave it. So.
And the thing that makes these people so lame is that they're quote-unquote straight men who edit other men because they think they look good, or they argue about which man they think looks better in the comment section, and just bully people who aren't conventionally attractive. When I know damn well...
Well, who's the famous guy that's technically the pinnacle of, like, black
Keep pausing the video, bro.
pill Chad? Oh my god, who is it? No, not Marlon.
You're pausing the video too! Nah, this guy's being a cornball.
It's like a famous Hollywood actor. I don't know, man. I mean, like, this is...
Gotta prevent smile lines? No, I'm...
That's, like, one of the guys. I know, it's Ian Somerhalder. I would agree more on Ian Somerhalder than Jordan Barrett. Ian Somerhalder's a fucking hot guy. But, like, I don't know, why is he the pinnacle of, like, Chad? Because his facial structure is good? Like, it's because, oh, well, they'll say I have a negative canthal tilt, too, and that makes me look like a bitch. I'm like, Chad, this is like...
That's something to laugh about.
Actual shit, where it's like...
It is something to laugh about, because I don't care. Because if you're gonna fucking sit there and cry about the fact that you have a negative canthal tilt, that's only making you less confident, more insecure, and more unattractive. Like, I know I'm contradicting myself in this video, but it's
pretty bizarre.
The only counterpoint, it's not even a counterpoint, it's just like a question I would want to bring up, and this isn't me dissing the religion by any means. It's more so, like, this is just what we would talk about in philosophy and religion. It's like, what do I think about this? The only problem is, like, if you're saying, like, he was, like, saying college is bad, or, like, college is a waste of time. Like, I don't think college is for everybody, but to say college is bad as a whole makes it seem a lot more like you're kind of removing them from learning a lot of critical thinking skills that might lean them to leave the faith. Like, I'm not saying that of all of Christianity, but it's like just the way of living of like, okay, this is how we function. It's like, all right, we're going to hard cut off your education when you're 13, 14, and you're not going to learn anything. You're going to learn other stuff, but you're not going to learn anything on an academic or like reason critical thinking level. like outside of what you know yourself and how you learn it yourself and maybe with your family members through communication. It's like that limits you from being able to question the faith.
The Mennonites trace their roots to Europe during the Protestant Reformation, a revolt against Catholicism. They're inspired by this guy, Menno Simons, a Catholic priest who was excommunicated by the church, but he disagreed with other Protestant reformers about the Bible and infant baptism, promoting adult baptism instead. Facing persecution for their beliefs, the Mennonites moved to the US and elsewhere, where they formed tight-knit communities.
I mean, I don't really have a problem. The way I always was told was like, you want to baptize your kid Catholic at a young age because if they die at a young age, they're still a part of that religion. But then it's also like, well, you would still have the innocence of a child. I think like if I could go back and choose, I was baptized Catholic. I wouldn't have been because I was already integrated into a faith that I now don't believe. So it's like very confusing.
We've just been mingling with the people here, and one of the families invited us into their
I think that's good. They let them choose when they're an adult.
house for lunch. So of course, I said yes. I'm really excited to try local food and enter a Mennonite's home.
Welcome to our house.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Glad to have you with us.
Thanks for having us. Hi. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
First thing you see when you walk inside a Mennonite's house are all the shoes for all the kids. Look at this. All in a rack right there.
Why are they all black Skechers?
There's a lot of shoes. This house is really amazing, really pink and purpley. And there's so many rooms. In the bathroom, there's this wall of toothbrush for all the kids. Look at all these toothbrushes.
So this is my wife's side of the family.
How many grandkids do your parents have?
They're around 70 on her side, and then
70 grandkids, bro. Holy shit.
on this side, this is my parents here, and they have 15 children, and they have 135 grand.
135? Yo, you're forgetting motherfuckers' names. Your fucking family could hold a football tournament. You have enough people for like multiple teams. 135 direct descendants of you. 135 grandkids as one person. Bro, you're forgetting all their names. Yo, Christmas gotta be hell for them. Everybody's gonna get $1. $1. Not even. I mean, god damn, dude. 135 people? You get gifts for all of them? That's terrible.
They have 135 grandchildren.
Right. They just had their 135th. And my brother Matthew was number.
Yo, they're actually, I'm so serious. They have to, those grandparents have to not remember 60 of their grandkids' names.
15. And so you can see he's just getting a good start on his family. So, you know.
Do you know the names of all your first cousins?
Not quite.
Don't know the names of your first cousins. Wow. Like, those people are very related to you. Like, that's first cousins, like, what? That's like 24% or 25%. Like, averagely, like a fourth of their blood is yours.
Almost. How you guys doing? Remind me of your name again?
I'll get you.
What is it?
Kenlin.
Kenlin.
I'm Christopher.
Christopher. This is your house?
Yep.
Can you give me a little tour?
Sure. That's my oldest brother's.
Yo, I like the nostalgia of those staircases that make that noise, but I always think about how, like, that's got to be the worst structural, like, I mean, good for safety, but, like, say you're trying to, like, sneak away from, like, a robber, you're fucked. Like, that shit, it's so, you can't walk quietly in that house.
For in Cardis's room. And then this is Joseph and I's room.
Nice. How many people are sleeping in this house, including your family and the company?
13. Well, right now it'd be 16.
Yeah, and I think the most we've ever had in one night is what, 40?
Oh, wow.
I think was the most. Yeah, and
40
so we just kind of
people.
stacked them in.
Open the jar.
And,
Oh, whoa. What is in here?
That's my wife's canning shelves. Like, so she
A lot of pickles.
cans a lot and then, you know, freezes, and so
Wow, so she sells them, or she?
No.
Yo, it is, okay, Mennonites, I feel like are talked about a lot less because have you ever seen, like, on Netflix, they have series where it's, like, Breaking Amish. And it'll be, like, them just going to a grocery store. Or like it'll start out with that, and then it'll be like the first date they've gone on with like a non-Amish man or something. And it's like no, dude, those shows are interesting, but it's like slop TV. It's turning something that's mildly informative to complete dog shit. It's like now you're not actually learning about the Amish way of life or why they'd want to leave. It's just like, hey, I kind of want to go on a date. And it's like, oh, okay, so now this is like, or they have like Netflix has like a farmer's dating show. I need a wife that's going to help me tend to the cornfields. I mean, why is that TV? Why is that TV? Why is there an entire show dedicated to farmers dating? What?
A lot of, yeah, just a lot of work. Yeah, well, this is, we're coming into winter, so she's put up a supply for a whole year.
Yeah, it's not all technology. Like, they still have a freezer and a refrigerator. But do you think that freezer runs on electricity? Yes.
This is,
I doubt there's ice.
We're coming into winter, so she's put up a supply for a whole year.
All right, give me the tour up here.
This is my dad.
I want to know, like, the specifics of what they are and aren't allowed to use.
And mom's bedroom.
Nice.
So that's where they sleep, and then there's a master bathroom right there.
Nice and pink.
That's right.
Like, that's not, like, they had a lamp.
Hi.
It's no internet. Like, no high-grade technology. Electricity, I'm assuming cars are probably okay.
Oldest.
Hi.
But maybe not a higher, you could probably have a car, but I'm assuming you couldn't have the one, the touchpad in the middle, like a Tesla or like a smart pad, like something like that.
2 sisters. This is their room.
Nice.
My younger sisters. Youngest 4 sisters sleep in here.
So how many siblings do you have?
10.
What are their names? Go. Youngest to oldest.
Kimberly, Adela, Liliana, Filene, Janelle, Jaleesa, Joseph, me, Christopher, Jacinda, Carlos.
All right.
Maybe I should leave. Refund those push-ups. Not doing channel point redemptions today. Speak softly through the wall. I'm calling the police. Approach the window with your phone flashlight. Say exactly where you are and count to 60. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm not throwing the charm. I feel like the charm is a good thing to have on my person. It's kind of like a totem of undying in Minecraft. I think it would keep me alive in case it attacks. I don't want to speak. I don't want to approach it. I'm going to go C.
So the correct answer here is option C. Stay still and count 60 seconds. So the reason this is the right answer is
well, actually, I kind of do want to know why that's the right answer.
because here, psychologically and tactically, you're in information denial mode. Do not react to lures or tests. Counting time helps you regulate your panic, it keeps your breathing slow, and it allows external movement patterns to surface. And it also tests them. How long will they wait? Option A, threatening to call the police, is the wrong answer.
Yo, but I'm, like, waiting with a vampire right now. Like, how do I know that they're not going to, like, just fucking break the window? Like, they're not allowed because it's vampire rules? Phone lights up, unknown number. You answer, calm voice says your full name first and last.
You answer. A calm voice says your full name, first and last. And then, please open the door. We need to verify you're okay. This line is being monitored. We're with police dispatch.
Cap.
What do you do? Option A, say, what's your badge number and station? Option B, hang up. Text your host again.
B.
Option C, say nothing. Listen for mistakes in what they say. Or option D, say, I'm not home, and pretend you're somewhere else.
B. It's B or C, but B.
So the correct answer here is option C, say nothing. Listen for mistakes in what they say. So the reason this is the right answer is because silence here is your strongest tool. They already have your name, but you don't need to give them anything else. Speaking gives away stress, alertness, and possibly your location or your accent. Option A, demanding ID, feels like the smart answer, but it's ultimately wrong because without an official callback...
Start screaming and slapping my belly like drums. You think that would scare them away?
Number, it's meaningless. Option B, texting your host, is good, but premature. You need to assess the threat first. And option D, lying, is the wrong answer because this shows panic. And once you speak, you've already revealed your voice. Silence is the strongest move here. Let them keep talking. Real
All right, is all of this just going to revolve around silence, though? Like, when am I going to be able to, like, kill him?
Not breathing, not interference. Like a second voice. Whispering, just a half second too late. Echoing the same sentence, as if something was repeating the line, trying to copy the tone. You hang up. No one calls back. You're still in the guest house. The doors are locked. No one's gotten in. You've double-checked. But something isn't right. The silence is too complete.
He's in.
You pass by the hallway mirror, and something catches your eye. You pause. In the mirror, you are there. But only faintly, like your image is half erased. And then, for a split second, there's something else. A second reflection, not mirroring your movement. You blink, and it's gone. What do? Option A.
Yo, any of those, like, horror films where they look in the mirror and there's somebody in the background, and when they turn, they're not there? And then they, like, look back, and they're still in the mirror. They turn, they're not there. They look back, and then it's right next to their face, and they turn, and they're there. Oh, no. I can't do that. That would be never break a mirror. Why?
Break the mirror. Option B. Use your phone camera to check the reflection again. Option C. Leave the hallway. Mirrors can lie. Or option D. Adjust the lighting to verify distortions.
All right, so there's a second reflection. So somebody's in the mirror. I kind of want to break the mirror, but that seems kind of stupid. Use your phone camera to check the reflection. I'm going to leave the hallway.
So the correct answer here is option D, adjust the lighting. So the reason this is the right answer is because optical distortions are common in dim or angled lighting, and fear warps interpretation. Before you assume supernatural influence, verify the reflection against real-world physics. Bad lighting, double-pane mirrors, or backlighting can distort even your own.
Bro, I'm not going to be that calm in this situation. A vampire's trying to fucking kill me. I'm not going to be able to be like, you know, maybe the physics, maybe the lighting of this is just skewing. You know, obviously I'm under some sort of duress right now, and that might be skewing my perceptions of whether or not there's something in the mirror. If I see a if I walk in and I turn and I see somebody in the mirror, I'm darting out. No part of me is going, maybe I should tweak the lighting angles here.
Sorry,
what the
your
fuck?
host. Finally calling back, but your pulse it just delays it. So you adjust the lighting, and the mirror now shows your full reflection. Nothing strange, but your pulse hasn't slowed. And then, a vibration. Your phone. It's your host. Finally calling back.
Wow,
You answer.
finally.
Don't open the door, your host says quickly. No matter what you hear, it's not. The call cuts out. You barely have time to process before there's a knock. At the front door. Same voice. It's me. Sorry, phone died. Let me in? Same cadence, same tone, same man. But that's not possible. What do? Option A. Ask him what room number you're in. Option B. Ask him what you were wearing when you checked in. Option C, wait for him to say something you didn't tell him. Or option D, slide your phone under the door with a voice recorder on.
I'm not giving my phone to the fucking vampire. What idiot would pick D? Why would I slide my phone under the door? I'm giving them my phone? That's the worst possible. Nobody would pick that. Wait for him to say something you didn't tell him. C.
So the correct answer here is option A, ask what room number you're in.
What?
So the reason this is the right answer is because room number is fast, innocuous, and it's specific. Only the real host or someone who's watched you check in would know it. It's a classic confirmation test that sounds casual, but it reveals a lot of information. Option B, asking what clothes you were wearing, is not the best answer because this is a vague detail and it could easily be guessed. Option C, waiting, is also not the best option here because it puts you in a passive mode and time matters here. And option D, slide...
Puts you in a passive mode. Every other answer was, hey, just wait. Time is silence is fucking strength. That's what? Every other one. It's like, oh yeah, no, being quiet's the best thing you can do.
Your phone under the door sounds clever, but...
Now it sucks. Now I'm asking him questions. I'm fucking, what are we playing, Jeopardy? What room number am I?
Delays action, and you need answers immediately. He gets the answer wrong. He says room 4. You're in room 7. You don't speak. You don't move. And eventually the voice stops. You back away from the door. That's when you smell it. The air inside is shifted, and there's a new scent in the guest room hallway.
And what if he got it right? What if you just got lucky? why is this not taught about in history class? I feel like this is the shit that people would be like, oh my God, this is fascinating. This guy's just lucky as fuck, too.
Surprisingly, they found nothing. It wasn't
Because
until
he doesn't even live in the UK. He's just making shit up off of a fucking tourist guide.
they really started reading through Puyol's letters that they saw something odd. According to one of Puyol's agents, people in Glasgow will do anything for a liter of wine. This sentence gave it all away. A liter of wine? This really didn't reflect the typical Scottish drinking habits, and Britain never used the metric system. The Brits then learned that the Germans had actually wasted time and resources trying to hunt down Puyol's fake convoy of ships heading to Malta.
What, and then they recruit him?
It became clear that whoever was writing these letters, they were feeding the Nazis false information to confuse them, and it was working. MI5 were so impressed that they tracked down Puyol and decided to turn him into a real British spy. And in April 1942, Puyol moved to London for real and was given the codename Garbo. Now, with access to
And now they could actually give him real useless information. So he's no longer just fucking lying.
real military information, he was about to take his trolling to the next level.
But what type of info would you give a country that's actively in war that's useful enough to where they don't rise suspicion, but it's also not harming your own people? Because, like, obviously, the final thing you would do was the day of Normandy where you would lie to them and they were like, oh, that info is shit. But, like, what are you telling them that's good? Account info? Yeah, maybe, like, training, just, like, giving them stuff about, like, it's something they would be able to find anyway. Like, how many tanks they have. No, but even then, that's useful enough to where, like, then they would be able to counter that.
The Allies were planning to launch a surprise attack on the north coast of Africa, where Nazi forces were gaining power. And so, over the next few months, Garbo started dropping very specific hints, suggesting that an attack was instead being planned for Norway. One of his agents saw military mountaineering drills taking place, and Canadian troops gathering in the east of Scotland. Another agent heard rumors of Russian troops advancing westward. Without ever mentioning Norway, he gradually painted the picture that it was the likely target, drawing the attention away from Africa.
Oh, so he never flat out says, like, he's saying shit that is true, where there are Canadians in Scotland and they are planning for certain things, but he never says for where.
Hitler himself was particularly worried about this attack and ended up moving hundreds of thousands of troops to protect the Norwegian borders. Garbo's next move was a stroke of genius. With the African invasion set to take place on the 8th of November, Garbo wrote another letter to the Germans, this time detailing exactly how the Allies were going to carry out the attack. He dated the letter the 1st of November, but purposely held onto it for another week. The letter arrived in the hands of the Germans on the 9th, but it was too late.
Oh my God! No, there's no fucking way. So he tells them, so they just go, oh, it just got late in the mail. I wish we had this sooner.
The day before, the Allied forces invaded the
That's so fucking smart. Because then they'll just still keep them
North
on
African coast with over 100,000 men. The letter had all the correct details of the invasion, but it was simply too late to be of any use. The Germans, however, were amazed by Garbo's work and replied, "We are sorry it arrived too late, but your last report was magnificent." Over the next several months, Garbo continued adding more members to his network.
Yeah, but there has to be a time where they actually get good info from him, or eventually they're going to be like, this guy's a con man. Even if he is telling them good info like that, or like vague shit that they're making the wrong assumptions for, 4 years down the line, they're going to be like, we've actually never gotten any good, like, battles off of you.
Bringing the total to 27 spies. Of course, all of these agents had to be paid, and by the end of 1943, the Germans were sending Garbo over $100,000 a month to fund his network. They were so pleased with the information that
100,000 then or now? And was he pocketing this, or did he have to give this away? $100,000 a month for people that didn't exist. If that was 115K in 1940 today, it had to be 115K today. It was 115K today. Because 115K then is $2.6 million now. And there's no way they were giving him $2.6 million a month. They were probably giving him like whatever $115K now in 1940 would be $2,600. Yeah, they were giving him like $3K a month.
That he was providing that they stopped hiring new spies in Britain. With the network now in full swing, it was time for Garbo's masterpiece, D-Day. Managing this whole operation was incredibly difficult, and it would have been a lot easier if he had Udo.
Oh my god, if he had Udo, today's sponsor?
The D-Day landings in Normandy were set to be the largest invasion ever carried out by sea, with more than 2 million soldiers from over 12 different nations, all arriving in over 100,000 vehicles. Pulling this off without the Germans suspecting a thing would be an enormous challenge, but Britain had the best man for the job. To avoid the information from arriving late like last time, the Germans told Garbo to start sending his messages via encrypted Morse code instead of letters. Garbo would first write his message in Spanish and break up the message into clusters of 5 characters. Then, consulting a code table, he would change each letter to jumble up the message. An operator would then start typing out the jumbled message into Morse code, which would be transmitted over radio to the Germans. With the ability to now send even more information, Garbo began sowing the seeds of doubt that would make D-Day an enormous success. One of Garbo's agents who worked in the London Underground claimed that the tunnels were being extended towards the southeast and that ammunition was being moved down the tunnels. Another agent saw assault barges gathering at the port of Dover and
Bro, but I feel like you couldn't do this.
Oh my god.
We don't
it's like sitting on heaven. Wait, what's the name of this company?
It's called Sihu.
Sihu, the best chair.
Did he bring that chair to them? Oh, maybe that was like a gift.
Amazing chair from Sihu.
There might be a hole in one of the kidneys because the flow rate just shot up.
What happens if there's a hole?
It's a problem. You got to bypass it, or
We
if you can't.
fixed the hole. 110, that's a flow rate of about 60, which is pretty high, but...
While the scientists tried to fix the hole,
so close.
My new friend Amaya, who brought in the dummy earlier, took me out to see their giant liquid nitrogen tank.
Right now we have a liquid nitrogen tank that fills up our patients' dewars. They're gonna have to take 2 semi-truck loads worth just to fill it with 7,000 gallons halfway.
And James wanted to show me the renovations that Alcor is working on.
So what we're trying to do is have the building designed in a way that when people come here, it actually kind of like tells the story. And you're dying, the team that goes and gets you. So 1, 2, they go get you. Body is brought to Alcor and is prepared with the cryoprotective agent and whatever. You know, I want this to come in here, and I want you to have a sense of arrival. That it's a place that has like a certain reverence to it.
And while his colleagues continued to figure out the hole in the...
I can't tell if, like, I understand the work they're doing is still valid in the overall science community because they're working on preservation methods. But it's like, do you think any of these scientists are doing this work and genuinely going, yeah, we could probably bring somebody back? Or I feel like they're just doing, like, they'll say, oh, well, yeah, it's possible. Oh, yeah, maybe. But, like, in the back of their head, they're going, yeah, we're just preserving dead bodies.
Kidney problem. One scientist took me to see the CT scanner room.
Scientists are passionate, yeah, but they're not working on bringing them back, is what I'm saying. All these Alcor scientists are only working on preserving the bodies.
Yeah, patients would, just laying down.
Are these, like, dead patients?
Yeah, for us, yes.
Are they already cold in any way when they go in here?
Yes, they come cold.
Then it gets vitrified? And is this just to get a brain scan before you vitrify it so you can compare it when you warm it later? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
What a job to say on, like, a first date, you know? Hey, what do you do for work? I freeze dead people. It's like crazier than being like, oh, I work at a morgue. No, yeah, I like freeze dead people. We like pump their body full of fucking antifreeze and put them in a vat of liquid nitrogen. Yeah, they'll stay preserved for like 5,000 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But this also seems like
sometimes they don't have enough money to freeze their whole body, so we chop their head off and then put their head in a fucking vat because they only had 80K instead of 220. So we're kind of hoping for like a Futurama situation where we're able to like plug their body maybe into like a mecha robot, and then they'll be able to walk around and control it with their brain.
a good time to mention that the science doesn't just have to apply to bringing back dead people. If these scans show that Alcor can really perfect the freezing and unfreezing process, then they can create an organ bank for anyone that needs an organ donated.
See, that's the really cool shit. That's what I was saying, is even though they're working on this because of preservation for the people that want to be able to like potentially live forever, like there's still value in their research regardless of whether or not they're able to bring people back.
Essentially just a giant freezer of organs ready to go and become unfrozen or unvitrified.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have to have as many people sitting on wait lists for fucking years of their life trying to get a new kidney that's compatible or a liver or some shit.
This is our surgery. And,
oh my gosh.
Our perfusion table. So
is this like what's the video camera for?
Video camera, we record all process happening.
Wow.
Whenever there's a case, because we gotta know what happened here. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, if there's children, they have to record.
So this is like a pretty typical surgery table.
I think it's customized a little bit. Here's like a cooling fan, and
yeah.
So with the vapor, liquid nitrogen.
It's like so sad that people, it's like, I get it, where if you're like a really rich parent and your kid dies young, you're paying for them to be preserved. But it's just like so sad to think like the grief that somebody's going through as a parent to be like, I'm going to preserve my kid's dead body in hopes that like, you know, sometime in the fucking future of humanity, they could live a life.
Because this is not surgery on a live person.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, they said case? Oh, I thought he said kids.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where the patients go after they get collected.
Well, either way, it's, I mean, they did freeze like a child before.
And while they're dead, before they get vitrified. Because in this room, they get the patient ready for vitrification, and then using the CT scanner, they get a scan of what their brain looks like before getting vitrified. So that when they go in the tube, after they're, warmed up in the future, they can compare and make sure that it looks the same way and the least amount possible has been, destroyed. So this is crazy because this looks like any other, surgical room, except this is a room for dead people. And meanwhile, luckily in the experiment room, the scientists had figured out the hole in the kidney problem.
So do you think there's a hole? Like, what's the update?
No, I think we're thinking it's just really high flow rates.
Is that good?
We're hoping it's a good sign.
Bro is actively, show his computer screen. Bro's actively playing RuneScape right now. He is not tapped into this kidney transfer.
I think it's good.
Now it was go time, since the cryoprotective agent was fully pumped into the kidneys.
Has terminal concentration been reached on both?
Yep.
Okay.
So before anything could happen where anything might leak out, they needed to weigh them, get some before pictures, and bring them to the CT scanner. Remember.
Yo, isn't that disgusting? I mean, those are like animal kidneys, not like, I mean, we're animals, but those are other animal kidneys, not humans. But isn't that weird that like the inside, this gonna sound so stupid. Like that's what your organs look like. Like if like the inside of your body is like fucking grossly, like it's just like you don't realize it because you're just outwardly looking at a human.
This is also they can
but oh my god,
compare this data to what these kidneys will look like after they vitrify them.
Then you see somebody fucking their stomach cut open, their fucking intestines are flopped out. Look.
To see which cryoprotective agent created less ice crystals. But based on these before scans, they can already kind of tell which cryoprotective agent is going to win.
The modified M22 has been doing better?
Yeah, and that's been very consistent with previous.
Or that's why, like, if you get surgery, like, if you ever had surgery, the doctor will come in with a Sharpie and talk to you before you get put under and mark which leg or arm they're doing, because it's happened many times in the past, in, like, earlier fucking older medical history days and even modern, where it's like, you need surgery on your left leg, and then they end up doing surgery on your right leg because there was miscommunication, and then you come out of anesthesia and you're like, my leg's still fucked up. And they did the wrong one.
Experiments. But of course, the most important before scan was in the CT scan. But then it broke. So James had a last-minute idea.
Do we know how CPA appears using ultraviolet light?
I have no idea.
But think about it. If it fluoresces, you can do something where you can see.
Yeah, so what about, like, UV rays? Like, I mean, when you think about, like, plants and stuff, I think I was just trying to get into the conversation. Well, like, what about a CPA agent? I mean, like, the visible human light spectrum is, only between, like, these two margins, and then, like, Bluetooth uses, like, another visible light spectrum, and then there's, like, radio waves as well. So, I mean, like, when you think about it, are we able to use that in some way to potentially cryo-freeze these bodies?
The perfusion throughout the whole organ. With the right kind of
filter, yeah, obviously the perfusion.
You could actually see diffusion throughout the organ.
This is how science progresses sometimes. Someone throws out an idea and then you start troubleshooting and figuring out.
Bro, but they do this every day. Like, what are they doing? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like, every day they're just, like, trying to freeze kidneys or organs differently. Outside of freezing the bodies that they are. Negative 110 degrees. That's how cold they're going.
4 degrees every hour until it gets to liquid nitrogen.
What the fuck did that say? Human remains release form? Required documentation must accompany patient for transportation to Alcor. Oh, they have to prove that, like, they have the permission to fucking pick up this dead body and bring him to the vat to get frozen. That was a good video, bro. That was genuinely a good video. I kind of wish he went more into, like, there was probably, like, a level of respect he had to give to the people that were dead there, but it would have been really interesting to, like, read their lives of, like, who these people are that got frozen. One of the coolest museums, chat, if you're ever in Philadelphia, is called the Mutter Museum. It's a museum of dead oddities, and they have walls of skulls, walls of dead people, and how they died. And it's fascinating. It's like hundreds of skulls, though. And it's like people from anywhere between like 20 years ago and like 600 years ago. It's like, no, but they're going to see how you're interacting with people, how you're having conversations. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you laughing? Are you showing who you are at a bar versus the guy in the corner? Acting nonchalant, tongue pressed against the top of his mouth. fucking standing there. Like, bro, like, if enjoying yourself, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, don't, like, don't stop acting nonchalant, you know, like, just be you, you know. I think that is attractive. Even if it's, like, not a physical thing, it's still shown. Your non-physical, I guess, personality traits show through physical action.
Level of authenticity, rather than trying to be somebody that you're.
People watch, bro. You see it. If you're 21, go to a bar, sit in a corner like a goblin, and just watch people. You will see more attractive guys, objectively, get less girls than guys that hold themselves in a way that is perceivably more attractive.
Oh,
people recognize fakeness, and they don't fuck with people that are fake. And a lot of time, like, BB community people are trying to be somebody that they feel like they need to be rather than somebody that they are.
People or black people.
That's deep.
People. I've studied their behavior and learned their lingo. And
what did I say? I zoned out. Sorry. I saw somebody say, "What drink do you get at a bar?" And I zoned out, and I was thinking about it. I mean, that also might be like a playing factor. Like, there's so many small things that, like, subconsciously register within people. So I get what you're saying, like, the physical attractive sense. It's like, that matters. But there's so many other things outside of that, too, that I would also say are prerequisites.
And a lot of time, like, BB community people are trying to be somebody that they feel like they need to be rather than somebody that they are.
People or black people.
That's deep.
People. I've studied their behavior and learned their lingo. And really, I don't like what I found. And just to be clear, black people is more
Well, you sound like a fucking moron, so we don't care.
like an extreme version of looks maxing. Not necessarily all looks maxes, but, you know, drag making that distinction. The first place I looked to study these creatures was TikTok. There's a good chance that you come across a black pill editor too. Normally what these consist of is a stitch of somebody's
No. The fucking music they use, though, is peak. I gotta say, if you see a BP edit, the video is fucking awful.
Wow, such a relatable normie take. Thank you.
But they edit it to where it's like, damn, this is, like, not convincing, but mildly interesting.
Why did that annoy him? What did I say that was... What did I say that... Like, he just, like... He, like, viscerally... had a visceral reaction to that. He got, like, mad. When I was like, oh, I like the music, he went...
Saying
something like, oh, looks don't matter. Or someone that's not seen as conventionally attractive.
Like, because it's cringe that I shared a take that is, like, basic?
Literally doing anything.
Yeah, but
Because I'm a normie. Because I'm a fugly normie. I'm a stupid chud.
kind, smart.
See, like, that's so fucking sad. Nah, like, this guy's a cock. Commenting that Sub-Zero looking at me. Bro, like, nah, you actually work at Burger King.
Yeah, that's a little cringe, but yeah, she looks horrible.
Bro, you work at Burger King and you don't have friends. Like, and you're sitting here commenting on people that fucking... Like,
What is the importance of those things? Okay, they work a job, and then they don't have people they call friends. So now what?
And they don't have friends. Somebody with friends is always perceivably more attractive, because being social is how you find a partner. Because humans are, like, not pack animals, but societal based beings.
actually, not.
You know what I'll do? I'll actually let the chat talk more. All right, here you go.
This motherfucker commenting against this woman, like, being an absolute dick about her appearance.
Thoughtful and caring, and those are things that matter more.
What if you can create your
Shut
own
up.
website by saying this?
Bro, get an ad blocker. Fuck. You're a YouTuber. Or get YouTube Premium. There's watching the ads.
This is what I want.
Why do you cut this out?
What if you got a hair trim? No. All right.
You can't.
Why is this in the fucking video? He's watching the ad.
What if you did get a hair transplant? You would look better, wouldn't you?
What did this poor lady do to you? Literally anyone can get hit with a black pill edit and nobody is safe. And only the people that make these edits obviously leave their face out because almost 100% of the time they look like this. But on the rare occasion where the editor includes themselves in,
He's giving you ad revenue? Facts.
it's so obvious every single time because you just see this ethereal looking
I just made 0.0001 pennies from that.
renowned model and then this nigga. Okay, just try and figure it out yourself. Let me show you an edit and I want you to figure out which one is the person that made it.
Okay, no, nice.
Did you? Wait, so are you guys implying that looks is subjective because you can always identify who snuck in? Interesting.
Valid point.
Interesting Freudian slip there, Joe.
I feel like that one's a joke, though. That one's a joke, though.
Why would you think it's a joke? Based on his face, it's a joke or not? So you're telling me you can objectively assess if he's good looking?
Well, I think it'd be absurd to I think it's an absurd level of narcissism to relate yourself to people that you're picking out as objective 10s and then just wedge yourself into that, regardless of whether or not you are a 10.
Ooh, interesting.
Did you find them? Let's try another one.
Attraction subjective. Attraction subjective on a multitude of things, but I think the black pill community kind of has an objective set of attractiveness items. that are usually, you know, by the majority of the population seen as, you know, attractive. A symmetrical face, you know, good bone structure. There's a few things.
Wait, if everyone can find them, that means it's objective, isn't it? Interesting.
I don't think that I'm disagreeing with the idea of a perceivably objective genetic attractiveness scale, right? Like I'm not disagreeing with the idea that a good bone structure is objectively attractive. I'm not disagreeing that facial symmetry is objectively attractive. I'm not disagreeing that my fat ass forehead is a -3 points on my, you know, 1 to 10 scale. But it's like, that's not it. You know, that's not the only thing that matters.
Oh, wait, so everyone can find them.
People in the comments are just flaming this nigga too. This guy just replied with this image. Fitting. I don't know where this nigga thought he was going with this. That's not a sneak in, that's trespassing. Twin being nice.
So you guys all just proved black pill. Good job.
Not cussed anything. Okay, but on TikTok you also find the higher ranking.
No. Because I think the argument for black pill is that is not just the prerequisite, but the main thing that matters. That's what I'm arguing against. I'm not arguing against their rating system. You know, if you want to rate me a 5, that's fine. You know, if I'm a fucking normie, I'm not going to be like, I'm not a fucking normie and get all fucking offended by it. It's fine. Like, the thing that, like, the points that he made about my face, I agree with, right? I just don't have an insecurity about them that I used to, right? Like, I don't fucking hyper-focus on, like, oh, my fucking forehead's fat as shit. Like, do I sometimes wish, like, my forehead wasn't as big and my cranium wasn't as wide? Maybe. But, like, I'm not gonna tweak about, I'm not gonna fucking not sleep about it, you know?
BP people having mug-offs.
Bro, like, what the fuck? This is an
That's
actual
cringe
thing?
as fuck.
A mog off, and they're getting
That's
donations
cringe, yeah.
to see who looks better. This guy's making
Is my audio good? Let me know.
like a weird rock smolder right
Yeah, the audio's fine.
now.
Yeah, this editing is truly cancer.
This guy, I feel like this guy got the mog off probably. I vote him winning.
But can we address the elephant in the room though? This BP business is kind of zest. Really look at the facts here, right? We have men editing other men.
Yeah, it's like full focusing on other guys' attributes and being like obsessive over how they look.
Are you guys implying there's something wrong with that?
If they look good. And I've looked at how these people act and speak.
No, but the black pill mindset is attractiveness is the main prerequisite for getting women generally, when it is outward or like perceivably, you know, obsessive over other men in like, you know, I feel like it's kind of obvious. Like, why am I trying to explain this? You're doing a black pill thing to try and get women, but a part of the black pill, you know, mindset is like constantly ranking and looking at other men's attractiveness.
Smiling like a deity because they like the way
and like comparing yourself to other men
that he looks. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little sus to me. You know, if they're taking back shots or not, that's not really my
Hey, yo, that's sus.
concern.
I really do feel like Marlon has a very big BP community. Like, not even like he's trying to have it. It's just like, I bet Marlon
Do you feel that way?
has a lot of people that
I do feel that way. Yes. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Face IQ.
just like him because they find him attractive, but it's also like a lot of people that like want to look like Marlon.
I don't want to look like him. I want to look like other people.
So I say again.
But these BP people like to throw.
You should want to look like you. That's the fucking point that I'm making. You know? I think you should always be like down to improve your health and your physical attractiveness, but you shouldn't like aspire to look like somebody else. You should just aspire to look like the best version of yourself.
Around the term female gaze. The whole goal
Yeah,
of
like you should have an authenticity.
I guess is to capture the female gaze. And they actually do have a calculated way that they measure attractiveness.
Your editing is fucking brain rot. Just talk to the camera, dude. Like, put your face. How about you put your face on camera? Let me show you a little something.
Height he's gonna say that women tend to match with men that are over 6 feet. Regardless of you being 5'11 and a half, the number matters more statistically. Yeah. I'm not saying anecdotally that is the case all the time. You know, I'm saying like if you go up to a woman at a bar and you're a 9 and nip slip and you're a 9 and you fucking try and flirt with her, but you're like, you know, what's up, babes? Let me get them digits. Cringe. Now a 7 walks up and sparks a conversation, you know, mentions he's charismatic, you know, he mentions something about her dress or her clothing and, you know, transitions into an actual conversation. They have, you know, some sort of spark between them, and then he kind of, you know, moves from there to a more flirtatious conversation, I guess. Does that make sense? It's like the charisma and the personality are just as much a prerequisite for landing a woman as the looks are in a physical setting, right? Like it's more than just, you know, this guy's hot. I don't care if he's dull as shit.
Let's just trust your little. Let's just ignore this, which this is millions of data points.
Yes. No, that is true. Women do filter out shorter men.
Millions of data points on one of the.
And I think that is a problem, you know. I think that does suck, you know. It's not it is unfair for shorter men. I will agree. And I think conversely it's the same thing for taller women, you know. Women over 5'9" have trouble finding men because tall men go for short girls, short guys go for short girls, tall women go for tall men. So it's like, if you're a tall woman, you are actually struggling. I would say you're struggling in the sense of not struggling in the sense of getting matches more, because men, it's harder to get matches than women, but like actual relationships, it's harder for taller women to find, you know. I disagree. Well, I'm saying if you're usually tall men go for short women, short men go for short women. So who goes for tall women? You know, I'm not saying people don't, but like in the same sense, it's two sides of the coin. And I will agree, you know, physically, like I'm not going to disagree with this point. I won't. But I think this doesn't disprove my point at a bar. You know, like if you are able to show yourself in a charismatic way, that is perceivably attractive. Now, I'm not going to disagree, and this is what does suck. And I'm not trying to be like rude when I say this, but yeah, if you're like 5'3" and a guy and you walk up to a girl that's 5'9" and you try and hit on her, she might not give you the light of day, you know? And that sucks. But like, that's why you got to fucking shoot your shot for other people, you know? Like, it's not
top ways people meet based on height, and
it's not like just you're not doom and gloom if you're 5'5" and a guy. Like, you could still find women, you know? It's just, yeah, it's guys that are like 6'5" are going to have it the best.
Female users filtering the height. Let's ignore this because of what you saw at a bar. That sounds smart. Let's do that.
Holding a conversation. Like, the amount of my friend, like, I would say Brooke's out of my league, right? I would say that she's much more attractive than me. I don't think, when we started dating, I don't think I was like some savant at talking, right? But like, I think I got lucky, right? But I do have a lot of friends.
So you have a lot of subscribers and money, remember?
That I think are very interesting people. And I wouldn't say they're ugly.
I didn't when she started dating me. I've been dating my girlfriend for over 4 years now. I wasn't even really making a salary when we started dating. Like, I was making money on social media, but like, now I make money. But I wasn't rich when I started dating Brooke, like, by any means. Like, we started dating October of 2021. Like, I was basically just starting out. Like, I had done TikTok for, you know, about a year prior. And I started streaming for like, you know, maybe like 9 months or so. But I hadn't really made much
and pass at a distance without making eye contact. Option C, turn off into a narrow side path to avoid them completely. Or option D, call out, "Are you okay?"
B. I'm not going down a side path. That's really scary. I think B, cross the street. Still keep them in your peripherals.
So the correct answer here is option B, cross the street and pass it.
Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes.
The distance without making eye contact.
Option E, run at him manically and scare him, right? Vampire, been alive for a long time. Probably never had somebody when he's trying to hunt him down go, fucking just sprint at him full speed.
Contact.
Catch him off guard.
So the reason this is the right answer here is because you're avoiding direct confrontation without showcasing your fear. You don't engage, you don't escalate, but you also don't turn your back on them. You stay in the open where you can be seen, and where they can also be seen. Option A, approaching confidently, is the wrong choice because approaching confidently is still approaching, and it assumes you understand the threat level, and you don't. Confidence won't necessarily stop a predator. It just gets you closer to their reach. Option C, ducking into a side path, is also the wrong answer because this gives up the only light source that you have, and you're trading visibility for panic here, and creating a choke point where you can't be seen or helped. Option D, calling out, is also risky because here you're establishing contact, inviting a response, and giving away your emotional state. Worst case, you're telling them that you notice them, and that you're also alone.
Copy this graph. What graph?
So you cross the street. Slow, steady, with your eyes forward. The figure doesn't move. You pass under the lamplight and glance back. Just once. And they're still there. Still watching. Not following. Not yet. But the air behind you feels full.
You know, I don't think I would be as afraid of a vampire. Like, I'm imagining this guy in, like, a top hat and, like, a trench coat. Just, like, standing, looking at the ground. Right? It would be a hell of a lot scarier if they were, like, from the Smile movie. Like, that would be the creepiest thing. I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, alone at night, and you're just, like, in an alleyway, and some guy's just under a street lamp, just, like, staring at you. Like, that would be fucking mortifying.
Walking. The street narrows. You pass a door that's been left ajar. A tiny convenience shop with flickering fluorescent lights. You step inside. A woman is sweeping in the back. The figure who follows you lingers in the street opposite, watching. They don't enter the store. The woman in the back calls out in broken English.
You're American, just shoot him. I don't have silver bullets. Dick. You're an American. Just shoot him. Huh. Just take out your gun. All of you have. Right? You guys are always killing each other with them. This time, there's a reason to have one.
I finish in 10. Safe. She gestures
Silver doesn't kill vampires. Fake horror fan. It's a wooden stake to the heart. Garlic is dangerous to them. What does a silver bullet kill? That's a werewolf.
The small delivery van parked in the alley.
Buddy, I've watched almost every season of Supernatural, okay? Buddy, I've seen almost every season of Supernatural. You don't think I know? You don't think I know the lore on how to kill a vampire?
Out back. What do you do? Option A, accept. You wait inside with her until she finishes, then take the van. Option B, politely decline and continue walking towards your inn, staying on.
Oh shit! What's happening? Sorry.
She gestures toward the small delivery van parked in the alley out back. What do you do? Option A, accept. You wait inside with her until she finishes, then take the van. Option B, politely decline and continue.
The woman calls out in broken English. You take my lift? I finish in 10, safe. She gestures towards a small delivery van in the alley out back. I think I'd kill her if she pressed me, so I think I'm gonna accept.
You walking towards your inn, staying on lit streets. Option C, ask if you can wait inside the shop for a few minutes, and then leave on foot once the figure is gone. Or option D, step outside the shop and try to confront the follower. See if they'll speak.
C.
So the correct answer here is option C, ask if you can wait inside the shop for a few minutes and then leave on foot once the figure is gone. So the reason this is the right answer is because here you're buying time without committing to transport. Here you're under light, on neutral ground with a potential ally, and you're not putting yourself in a confined space with anyone. Option A, getting into a stranger's vehicle.
And if this old lady presses me, I put her in a full Nelson.
Gamble, especially down a dark alley. Even if she seems kind, you can't verify her intentions, or who else might be involved. Waiting inside the shop is also a gamble, but it's a lower risk one. In the van, you're in a confined space, and if it's a trap, there's no exit. Whereas the shop is still in a public-facing, visibly lit area where you can leave at any time and there are multiple exits. Option B, continuing alone, is the wrong answer because this keeps you exposed, and you're gambling that the figure outside won't escalate the moment you leave the range of potential witnesses. Option D, confrontation, is the most dangerous move here, elevating the encounter into a challenge, and you don't know who the figure is. or what they want. Speaking to something you don't.
He could just be a fucking crackhead. Like, what do we talk? I mean, we don't even know if he's a vampire yet. I just left the bar and the first guy I see under a dim lit lamp, I'm thinking is a fucking vampire. That's just like paranoia.
Understand is often how these stories end. So you linger inside the shop. The woman keeps sweeping. Slow.
The literal first guy I see. We're in Romania. Okay, I'm in Romania. I'm in Albania. I'm in the Balkans. All right. And the first guy I see after I leave the bar is just fucking standing there. And I'm like, must be Nosferatu.
And rhythmic. She doesn't speak to you, but she doesn't ask you to leave either. The figure stands outside. Still watching. Minutes pass. And then, finally, they step backward into the dark. They just vanish behind a parked car. The woman stops sweeping. Go now, she says. It won't stay gone. You thank her quietly and step out. The street is silent. You walk fast. You reach the guest house gate. You step through, and you're about to feel relief until you see it. The figure is back, 20 feet behind you, just beyond the outer lamp. Then,
bro, I'm about to just make myself like a fucking gross, like, dude, like, if a vampire's trying to kill me, I'm about to just cover myself in poop. Like, because, bro, that's like ruining the meal. You know what I mean? Like, this guy wants to eat me. Like, if I just like cover myself in feces, like, he's not gonna fucking eat me. Like, no, seriously, bro. Yeah, like, cover myself in onions and garlic and fucking poop. Make myself smell putrid, dude.
They speak, voice low.
Vomit everywhere.
Like breath on glass. I'm so cold. Please, only a minute. Your charm is warm in your pocket. Across the street, a window flickers with the faint glow of the television. A cat watches from the garden wall. What do? Option A, crack the gate just.
Oh my god. Beyond the outer lamp, they speak voice low like a low breath. I'm so cold, please, only a minute. Charm is warm in your pocket. Across the street, a window flickers with a faint glow of the television. A cat watches from the garden wall.
Enough to shine your phone flashlight outside without stepping out. Option B, step inside, lock the gate, and call the host quietly. Option C, open the gate and offer to bring them a blanket. Test their reaction. Or option D, pretend you can't hear them and go straight inside without looking back.
Crack the gate just enough to shine your phone flashlight outside. That's a bad play. Step inside, lock the gate, and call the host quietly. I'm thinking, like, it's probably B or D. But you're not supposed to just, like, ignore them. Open the gate and offer to bring them a blanket. That's the worst one. D.
So the correct answer here is option B, step inside.
I said that, and then I saw my chatter say D, and I felt like that was probably the right answer. You guys suck.
Lock the gate and call the host quietly. So the reason this is the right answer is because here, this is barrier control. Don't trade your physical threshold for a moral test. The correct move here preserves your strongest defensive asset, which is the locked gate. Calling the host quietly will also record your situation and possibly produce a local authority figure, or at least flags the interaction. Option A, cracking the gate and shining the light, is the wrong answer.
What if I just start fucking screaming, dude? Like, why is that not an option? Me just be like, help! Help!
Because any opening here
is a commotion.
Leverage. A small light leak shows that you're present and reactive, and it might also reveal your silhouette, which might leave you vulnerable. Option C, offering a blanket, is also the wrong answer, because you just invited proximity and possibly rewarded a manipulative plea. Even if it's genuine, you have no idea whether the person is alone or if they're baiting you. And you
and it was a homeless woman. She froze to death. Well,
have to prioritize your safe option B. That's because the outcome here is identical, but option D misses the communication step. The host call matters because it creates a record and may add someone who can vouch for you or check outside. You're inside now. The door is locked. The hallway is dim. The air inside feels warm and too still. You listen for footsteps. You don't hear any, but the charm in your pocket is hot. You reach the stairs to your room. Then, a knock. Not at the front door, but the back one. You freeze. Then, a voice, low and calm. It's the guest house owner. We saw someone outside. Just checking that you made it in okay.
Not responding. Yo, you know what I'm doing here? I'm locking all of the doors. I'm locking the door to the bedroom. And then I'm putting a blindfold over my eyes and shoving cotton in my ears. And then I'm falling asleep. Because it's not allowed in unless you let it in. So just fucking go to bed.
Sounds like the same voice from earlier, but quieter, slower. How do you respond? Option A, call out from the stairs. I'm okay, thank you. Option B, say nothing. Stay out of sight and wait for a follow-up knock. Option C, walk to the back door and check the peephole. Or option D, text the host if you can get signal and ask if he sent someone.
C. Oh, wait. D.
So the correct answer is option D, text the host and verify. So the reason this is the right answer is because verification is everything. If you're unsure, don't guess. Cross-reference. Even with no bars.
All right, I don't need to know why the other ones were wrong.
Light backup, no door camera, and no sound insulation. The figure outside is silent, unnaturally so. And if you press your eye to the glass, you might be gathering intel, but you're also giving it the thing outside, your breath, your silhouette, and also your location. And if they're already covering the people, then you've gained nothing, and you've also just let them know you're home and afraid. You text the host. Someone just knocked. Did you send someone to check on me?
Why don't I put, like dish soap on the floor so if he comes in, he, like, slips and eats shit? Like, I do, like, a Home Alone setup where, you know, I, like, put a mannequin up in, like, a window or something. You know, like, yeah, like, set up, like, a booby trap.
There's no reply. You stay quiet. You don't call out. You don't open the door. You wait.
A banana peel. I only have one banana. I just put a banana peel in the middle of the fucking room. Well, he's got about a 5% chance of slipping on that.
5 long minutes. Finally. No one should be there. You lock the door. Move upstairs. As you reach your room, the charm around your neck suddenly pulses. A sharp heat, like it's reacting to something. Through the window, you can see a figure standing across the road. Not moving. You can't tell.
Dude, that's terrifying. Any horror game you're playing, you look at the window, there's somebody just across the road under the street lamp, just like looking.
It's the same one. What do you do? Option A, close the blinds slowly. Control what they see. Option B, keep the lights off and monitor them from the shadows. Option C, step into view just briefly and then vanish.
I'm straight up mooning that motherfucker. What? Bro, that motherfucker follows you, and you know he's a vampire. You just fucking straight moon his ass.
No, you're not afraid. Or option D, shift away from the window and try to track them using the reflection in the glass.
Oh shit, wait, I gotta pick an answer. Close the blinds slowly, control what they see. Yeah, mooning them's not an option. Close the blinds slowly, control what they see. Keep the lights off and monitor them for the shadows. Step into view just briefly, then vanish. Shift away from the window and try knocking your track to use the reflection of the glass. I'm gonna go B.
So the correct answer here is option B, keep the lights off.
I need to know why the other ones are wrong. If I get it right, I'm just moving on.
No lights, no blinds, no speaking. You stand there in the dark, watching them watch. The figure shifts, almost imperceptibly. Then, very slowly, it turns its head. Not toward you, toward the window of the house next door, the one with the TV glow. And then, it vanishes. Charm in your neck cools slightly. Only slightly. You exhale. And then, 3 light taps on your window. You're on the 2nd floor. There's no balcony, just glass. What do you do? Option A, speak softly through the wall. I'm calling police. Option B, approach the window with your phone flashlight. Option C, stay exactly where you are and count 60 seconds. Or option D, throw your charm against the window to test the reaction.
Bro, I'm going, freeze! Freeze! And I'm going, and he's gonna hear that noise, and he's gonna go, maybe I should fucking...
Dogs. And then the charm around your neck burns once. Sharp. And then it goes cold. You turn around. There's someone in the far corner. Not moving. Knees pulled to their chest. A woman. Her hair falls across her face. You didn't see her arrive.
Dude, UFC fight. She's just in the room. I'm going, wham! Wham! Right to the jaw, dude. When I tell you I'm killing her instantly.
She whispers, "Don't let them in. They follow the lonely ones." And then she says your name. You never told her your name. What do you do? Option A, ask her how she knows you. Option B, back out of the room without responding. Option C, offer her the charm. Or option D, demand she proves she's alive.
Back out of the room without responding.
So the correct answer here is option B, back out of the room without responding. So the reason this is the right answer is because here you're facing an unknown person who somehow knows your name. In this setting, that's a huge alarm bell. If it's a real...
How'd she even get in the room? It's not even that she knows your name. She's just like a random woman.
Out into the hallway. The door frame is cool against your shoulder as you pass through, and you shut the door. The whisper stops. Nothing follows. Then, through the thin wood, you hear the faintest flutter, like paper folding in on itself. You risk a glance through the crack at the bottom, and there's no shadow. No feet. No one. Only carpet. And dust. And then your phone buzzes. It's an unknown number. Not international. Local area code. You answer. And the voice that answers back is yours. "You have to let me in. I'm still out here. They took my place." You don't remember speaking those words. You're holding the phone. You're sure it's real. What do you do? Option A, hang up and turn off the phone.
A.
Option B, say, "Where are you?" and wait for a location. Option C, put the phone on speaker and keep listening. Or option D, say, "I'm not home," and pretend you're somewhere else.
No. Don't put it on speaker because then that alerts them of your location. A.
So the correct answer here is option A, hang up and turn.
Because if you put that bitch on speaker, then they're going to yap. They don't know where you are.
Turn off the phone. So the reason this is the right answer is because earlier, listening quietly was smart because you were gathering intel about an unknown
Yeah, but
person.
now they in the
But
house.
here, this isn't a stranger trying to prove your identity. This is your own voice on the line, telling you things that you've never said. That's not information, that's intrusion. Every extra second risks
Yeah, knew that.
long, slow footsteps.
Shut off the phone, screen stays black, no signal, house is silent, too silent, faint sound in the hallway, slow footsteps.
The figure doesn't knock now. It scratches. Long drags of nail across the wood. The frame groans. The lock trembles. You can hear voices now. Not one, several. Whispering your name from different directions. The front, the back, even the
Yo,
roof.
there's a pack of these motherfuckers coming for you. Oh no, I thought it was one vampire.
Your clock reads 5:41 a.m. Dawn is close, but not here. You have to choose. Option A, bolt through the back exit. Option B, move upstairs
I use a UV light and shine it at the vampires.
to put more barriers between you and them. Option D, confront the door, brace it with your body in the charm. Or option D, open a window upstairs and call for help.
All right, so if I reach daytime, I'm chilling. Bolt through the back exit while they're still outside. My hangover's starting to kick in a little bit. Okay, so my head's pounding a little bit. I'm thinking about Advil. Adrenaline's rushing now. I'm a little dehydrated from the amount of drinks I've had at the bar. Slightly out of breath. I kind of have to poop. Bolt through the back exit while they're still outside. Move upstairs to put more barriers between you and them. Confront the door. Brace it with your body in the charm. Open a window upstairs and call for help. B.
So the correct answer here is option B, move upstairs and put more
Easy.
And option D, yelling for help, is him. So you climb the stairs, 2 at a time. The voices rise behind you, scraping, rattling, and then they fall silent. You bar the upper door. The first shaft of light cuts across the floorboards. When you risk a glance through the window, the street is empty. The house is silent now. No whispers, no scratching, just the groan of old beams under the first light. Your clock reads 6:02 a.m. The sky is pale blue. You step carefully to the window. The street is empty. The figure is gone. On the floor by the door, you see it. The charm, snapped cleanly in half. You survived the night. Or maybe you were let go.
Oh.
So that wraps up the last of the questions, and
Fire, dude. We survived the night. Oh, wait, no, there's a graph to see, like, how well I did.
if you
How
scored
many
between
did I get wrong?
7 to 10 points, and you survived, but just through the skin of your teeth. You lasted until dawn, but only because the next time you home, and when silence was permanent, you didn't hesitate.
How many did I get wrong? Like 4? 5? I was 11 to 14. I feel like I got most of them right. 6? Okay, I still didn't get 7 to 10. I survived, but something followed you home. You made enough good choices to see daylight. You missed something. A window left ajar. A word spoken to the silence safer. Now the figure knows you. Survival's temporary. No, because I'm not staying in fucking Albania or Algeria for the rest of my fucking life. I'm hopping back on that fucking Delta Airlines flight and taking the fucking 15-hour flight home, okay? And that vampire ain't getting on a goddamn airplane. I'm sure of it, okay? So I'm dipping, right? And then I'm gonna deal with the Jersey Devil. Not Algeria. Albania. Sorry.
You shut every door, you killed every channel, and you gave nothing away. When dawn came, it found you whole. And for tonight, at least, you won. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you...
Sick. I love those survival quizzes. They're so fun. Fucking sub to Oddly Specific Crystal. The zombie one was really fun, too. All right, we'll save this actor one for another day. We'll watch this Mr. Beast video and the philosophy one, and then we'll play a little bit of game. To view yourself in that negative of a way, because then you're going against the idea of being more attractive because you're purposefully just making yourself more unappealing because you're now unconfident in yourself.
Analyze me, they'll be like, yo, he
I don't give a fuck, bro. My eyes are angled like that. Who cares?
looks like a bitch.
No, your biggest issues are not that.
Okay, it's like if you ever want to feel the worst you've ever felt in your life, ask somebody from the black pill community to rate how attractive you are, and they will be like, yeah, man, I think it's cooked. You're so ugly. They'll be, and I'm like, god damn, man, like the fucking standards we have.
These people behind their desk looking like this and telling me this guy's right eyebrow is bigger than his left, so he's cooked. And then proceed to tell me this is the peak.
What a brain rot, like low IQ original video as well, like with this little corny editing. It's like appealing to what, 12-year-olds?
St. Don?
Male beauty.
Yeah, man. Bro, actually, some shit that looks like you got plastic surgery.
Alright, bro. As a part of this
Okay, and?
video, I've looked into the species. I'm a cold.
Honestly, bro, I think the biggest thing about attractiveness is how you carry yourself.
This guy can turn a 1-minute video into a 20-minute video.
Hey, that's the skill, brother. That's the skill. I might have some sort of attention disorder. I don't know. I've never been tested. That's a part of the fucking game, man. I could sit here and watch a 5-minute video for 4 hours.
And you could say this is like some glaze shit. I've seen a lot of guys that own how they dress. I think that's a big thing. What you wear changes. that's more important than like
type of evil villain.
dog in fucking Mew so I can fix my facial structure. Bro, if you like good drip and not like good drip where it's
Is that why you're wearing a fucking tank top and a shitty chain?
Shitty chain. This chain's fucking worth as much as your car.
Wear what people want me to wear.
What the fuck?
I mean, yes, it matters.
Shitty chain. It's a fucking gold Cuban. What do you mean shitty chain?
But holy fuck.
That you fuck with and you like and you own it, people find that attractive.
Dude, own that fucking style, bro.
What? No, I'm not saying, yo, I'm wearing a regular ass tank top. This wouldn't be like going out clothes. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, I'm going to go wear this. What I think the point that I'm making is like confidence is perceived as attractive, right? And I think the black pill community would say that confidence stems from attraction. But I would argue that confidence stems from inner like belief of attraction, right? Not how other people perceive you, right? Like if you're weighing how their perspective of you, if you're weighing their perspective more than your own, then that's gonna shoot insecurity through the fucking roof, right? Like you have to care more about how you look in your own brain than how other people perceive you. And the people that you can see it, obviously, like if you're out in public, there are people that carry themselves in a way that they feel, even if they're not like, you know, chads in like the objective sense, they're more attractive because they carry themselves in a, you know, fucking confident manner.
I'm not trying to say like Adam Sandler.
Wait. Let me show you.
Danny DeVito. Oh my God. Oh my, yo, literally Danny DeVito. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I get what you're saying where it's like, yeah, he's short, you know, the hair, you know, it's its own thing. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Danny DeVito's a 10. But, like, Danny DeVito carries himself in a way that is more, it makes him more attractive than he would be if he was not confident.
So look at him owning this shit. Fucking Mauger.
Yeah, it's sick.
Holy fuck, dude.
Like, that guy's old, but, like, Adam Sandler owns his shit. Like, that's an attractive.
Yeah, bro.
Own the fucking baggy ass basketball shorts. He looks like a cornball. Like he wears cornball fucking clothes, but he owns it, and so nobody cares. It's not cringe. Like if you own your shit, people are like, fuck with that. Because
So owning your clothes, that's something in your head that doesn't even exist.
What?
That doesn't even exist. So how are other people going to sense it if it doesn't even exist?
Subconscious cues? So like how you hold yourself, right? Like how you what I mean by owning your clothes is like the confidence you carry within your style, right? Like you're dressing a way that you feel fits you regardless of how you think society perceives that fashion, right? Does that make sense? I think there are ways where it's corny, like Jaden Smith I don't like his fashion. I think it makes him look worse. But that's like my opinion. Like some of the clothes Jaden Smith wears, it's not like, I don't know. I don't like certain things. I don't know what this is. This might have some meaning behind it that I don't know, but like, yeah, I get with this. It's like, okay, yeah, owning that's also just like, okay. But I'm saying in the sense of like non-basic, conventionally normalized clothing.
They're going to see your clothes. They're going to see your face. Are they going to see if you own your clothes? No, that doesn't even exist.
What it's like to be undercover of the KKK. Next video, dude. This one's going to be whack.
2 men broke into your house last night to end you. You did what you had to do. Now you're sitting at a table across from the man who sent them, and he's asking if you want more coffee. But that's the middle.
Why, dude, what the fuck does that have to do with relevancy? I know this is like the middle of the story. This is like a sneak peek. He's asking you if you want more coffee. Do I say yes to that? I don't really. How's that related? What the fuck are we talking about?
Of the story. Let's go back to the beginning. You get the assignment on a Tuesday. Your supervisor slides a folder across the desk and says just 3 words. We need you. Inside,
we watched an actual video of a guy that did go undercover in the KKK. But now this dude's posing this hypothetical to me as like what I would do.
The folder is a name and a photograph. The man in the photo looks like someone's grandfather. Your supervisor tells you this man is the leader of his local Ku Klux Klan. Your job is to become his friend. What your supervisor doesn't tell you.
Wow. And then you have to like put on the dude, you literally have to be like, all right, now I have to be like a raging racist. Like I have to literally, you have to go meet this guy, shoot shit with him, and then be like, yeah, so, and then just start spewing hate to be like, for him to be like, you know, you're pretty cool.
What he can't tell you is that
Op said not hard. Not hard. Been in a Valorant match. Not hard. Have you ever played a League of Legends game, buddy?
That this case is going to force you to make a decision about an innocent woman that has no good answer. A decision that will keep you up for years after it's over. But that comes later. First,
How long would you have to fake being racist for? I don't know, probably some time, seeing that you would be joining the Ku Klux Klan. You're going to be wearing the uniform, you know, probably doing some crazy shit. Probably more than a day.
Have to become someone else entirely. You move to the man's town 6 weeks before you even try to meet him. You rent a small place.
I knew somebody was going to make that joke. Bro said faking, question mark.
A job at the hardware.
Well, that wouldn't be hard for me at all.
Store on Main. You wave at
Shut the fuck up.
Neighbors. You learn which diner has the best biscuits, and you go there every morning at 6:12 until the waitress pours your coffee before you sit down. You become a regular. A man with a pickup truck and
Bro's literally a sleeper agent.
Grudge about the federal government. That's your cover. A man who hates the system. You don't rant, you let it slip out in pieces. A comment about taxes, a shake of the head when the news comes on, fake work history, fake ex-wife in Tallahassee. You build a backstory so
wow, Tallahassee. Yep, there's a pick.
Tight that no one
Yeah, my wife's down in Tallahassee.
should suspect anything. The problem is should. Because on day 9, a man in a gray truck parks across the street from your house for 40 minutes. He doesn't get out. He doesn't check a phone. He just sits there with the engine running, looking at your front door. Could be nothing. Could be a guy waiting on a friend. You write down his plate number anyway. First contact with the target happens at a cookout 3 weeks later. Someone introduces you.
It starts at a cookout 3 weeks later. You brought baby back ribs. You spent 9 hours perfecting the recipe, and you kind of think they're a little undercooked. They don't fall off the bone like they should. You're a little nervous whether or not Randy's going to like the baby back ribs you brought. This is a pinnacle part of you getting entered into the KKK, and everybody knows you got to have good ribs.
To the man from the photograph. His name is...
So we're reusing characters now? Yeah.
Dale. He shakes your hand and asks where you're from. You answer. He talks about his tomato garden for 10 straight minutes. Soil mix, deer...
The trick is soaking the baby back ribs in a sort of saltwater solution to help loosen up the meat before you actually cook it.
Problems, how the heat's been rough this year. You nod. You don't know anything about tomato gardens, but your grandma loved gardening. You tell him you actually love to garden as well.
Your grandma actually gave you the baby back rib recipe that...
Using whatever...
Some fucking YouTube commenter. Why does he always fucking pause the video and say stupid shit that doesn't have anything to do with it?
You can remember. You're connecting with him, relating to him. Major progress. Then you do it. You slip in some comments to let him know you're an ally. Comments that make him understand you're on the same side.
Like what? You know, they're just saying a slur or some shit? Like, what is he doing? So black people, right?
He smiles, but that's all. For now. A week later, Dale invites you to a meeting.
Like, what are you slipping in? Yeah, like I feel like we're implying that it's like, okay, you're just being really racist around this guy so he likes you.
It's a back room behind a machine shop. 12 men, folding chairs, fluorescent light buzzing overhead. The room smells like motor oil and cigarettes. You notice two men in the corner immediately. They're not talking to anyone. They're not eating. They're watching.
You notice the kiddie pool in the middle of the room, filled with mud and some type of oil. This is a mud wrestling tourney. You're going to need to prove yourself to see whether or not you're going to be able to join the boys.
Them has his chair angled so his back isn't against the wall. It's against the door. Nobody sits like that by accident. The other strange thing about this room is how normal it feels. The people there, they're your neighbors, your mechanic, the type of guy who may have patched your roof last spring. They laugh the same way.
How normal it feels. I feel like there's one distinct thing that I would be noticing. Standing in a room full of, like, ragingly racist white men. There's gonna be a vibe, you know? Oh, it feels totally normal. What? Yeah, like, what's the normal? Like, what am I sitting... Am I sitting in, like a small town mechanic shop right now, just, like, listening to them, like, talk? Like, I don't understand.
They complain about gas prices. You sit, you listen, you keep your answer short, nod at the right moments. Let the silence do the work. The talk starts harmless. The economy, crimes from the local paper, the usual how things used to be. Then it
that heavily day to day and not become an asshole. And that's coming from somebody that claims I used to be a narcissist. I used to care so much about how I look. That's not one of the only reasons. But it's like, I used to be more narcissistic, you know? Like, so if you can't sit here and go, oh, I'm going to care about all I look, and that's the only thing that I'm going to fucking focus on, and then not become like a fucking asshole. Because you're going to be so hyper-focused on you, you know, not anybody else. Not, like, taking care of the person, having the conversation. You get your foot in the door. After that, they're going to fucking slam it in your face. It doesn't matter.
In terms of long-term relationship capability, no. But I'm saying, yeah.
But it's the prerequisite, remember?
That's the first thing that somebody recognizes value is your looks, because that's the subconscious opinion is going to be how you look. But that's not the only thing that matters. And, like,
Yes, and no one claims otherwise.
The way that I understand Black Pill is that the only thing that matters is your...
No, it's the most important thing, by definition. Not the only thing, idiot.
It's not the only thing, but yes. Saying it's the most important thing, though, and putting that much weight on looks diverts attention from other categories of yourself, right? That's the point that I'm trying to make. You know, you're never building anything about you outside of your looks, right? Your hobby is what you look like because you focus so much on that.
Your looks. And I think that's wrong.
Yeah, and that is. That's a straw man because the Black Pill doesn't say that, idiot.
Because that is where not only, yes, maybe in the terms of like the first thing somebody notices is your looks, but then they're going to realize your entire personality is structured around how you look, which is like obscene narcissism. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I'm kind of just repeating myself.
It actually hasn't been an issue in my experience.
That would be a fallacy, idiot. What? Like, you literally, that would be a fallacy. That's in my experience. I'm using a fallacy. You're using a fallacy. Don't point out that we're using fallacies if you're also going to use fallacies. In your experience, doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, now we're agreeing to disagree. Now we're both sitting here just going, all right, well, we're arguing in terrible formats. In a court of law, this wouldn't hold up because we're just using illogical points.
A fucking rapport within yourself of like, I look great, I look awesome. This is how I need to look. I need to change my haircut. I need to start mewing. Maybe I should get facial surgery.
Well, yes, an idiot who's talking about mewing, perhaps.
Bro, you're 20. Bro, your brain's not even done developing yet. You're gonna get fucking plastic surgery.
Your brain never stops developing. You don't understand the science about that, though, do you?
No, your brain doesn't stop developing. Your brain constantly ages throughout the entirety of your life. But the majority of brain growth and development starts, kind of slow turning down at around 25, if I'm correct on that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's like your brain still ages and your brain changes throughout your entire life. But that's kind of to also compensate for certain parts of your brain getting more, I guess, dumbed down or dying, right? That's why, like, wisdom is usually kind of prized through older people, whereas, like, intelligence, reaction time, and, like, in-the-moment decision-making is more prominent for younger individuals, right? Like, strategy, like, wisdom, like, all that stuff, carries through, and you get that through not only experience, but also brain development. But, yeah, I think I was more so saying, like, getting surgery to look different when you're below 25 and you haven't even physically stopped changing is absurd, Like, you see these guys that are like, I'm going to get plastic surgery, and they're 19, you know, they're 20. I'm like, you might look different. Obviously, your bone structure isn't really going to change much. So I see what they're saying in that sense, but it's like, you know, maybe give it some time.
Never stops. The 25 figure is false. It never stops developing.
20 years old because you think that you don't look good. Like, it's your life, fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, don't think that, like, that's the end all be all on whether or not people are going to like you, is how you look. It's because they take,
It is, essentially.
like, the idea of black pill is they take something that isn't absurd to say and then make that the only thing that matters. Like, good-looking people...
Is he going to say it's the prerequisite for the 50th time?
...get better connections in life. Is that true?
Correct.
To a degree? Potentially.
To a high degree. In fact, if you look at the CEOs of the Fortune 500, I think the average height is 6'3". It's fucking insane. Like, height in success is super important.
I'm not going to disagree with the idea that looking better enables you to get more connections, because you find more utility-based friend, or not utility-based friends. You find there's like 3 different types of friends in Aristotle's not Nicomachean. Is it Nicomachean Ethics? There's 3 types of friends. One's like of utility, one's of something else, and one's of virtue. And the one in the middle is like friend of value or something, and you kind of like being around them. And a lot of like success stories in the business sense are of attractive people that kind of brought themselves up rather than having like nepotism behind them where they, you know, grew into wealth. But that's also because they had to make themselves stand out. And yes, more attractive people do, you know, tend to do that. I'm not going to disagree with that.
But I think that...
Yes, your brain is...
Brady said, yes, height.
Very neuroplastic.
Brady's 6'5" at heart.
Plastic, it develops the rest of your life. It never stops developing. That 25 figure is false.
The idea that looking good gets your foot in the door. But when you...
So that's more important, isn't it? Because if you don't get in the door, then your personality doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, but if you're focusing on success in the business world and a huge portion of your day is dedicated to how you look, and then you actually get down and you sit at that meeting and they interview you and they understand that you're a fucking dumb piece of shit because you haven't fucking studied what you need to know to get... Now we're not even talking about relationships. now we're just talking about like black pill, like how you look in the sense of like business success. Yes, looking good helps you land that interview. But then if you suck in the interview, they're not going to fucking hire you. You know, you're not going to build that relationship with that person if you go out and get drinks and you actually shoot shit about what your ideas are and your ideas are terrible. You know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, your ideas matter more than what you look like, you know? Like, I just don't, I get what you're saying, and I agree that, like, how you look does aid success in the business sense, but it's not the thing that is determining whether or not you're successful. these Americans are stuck in the 1800s.
One of the most mysterious communities in America lives right over that tree line. You've heard about the Amish, but what about the Mennonites? This extreme Christian community doesn't believe in high school or college, lives off what their land provides, and
I didn't know that about Mennonites. See, like, I feel like a lot of people assume I just know a lot or more than I do about religion and Christianity, for that matter, because I studied theology and then went to college for philosophy and religion. But, I mean, I don't know about many. I know about, like, the main denominations of Christianity. You know, like Anglican, Catholic, non-denominational, Protestant, you know, like all that. I get the gists. Baptist. But it's like, I don't know a lot of the traditions, or even like Mormons I know about. I don't really know a lot about Mennonites or the Amish.
Christian community doesn't believe in high school or college, lives off what their land provides, and completely bans the internet.
Are you familiar with YouTube? I mean, I've heard the name a lot.
What would happen if I sneak in to spend 24 hours?
I feel like that's cap, bro. I watched it. There's like one movie that jokes about that where it's like, do you know what a computer is? And the guy's like, no, never heard of one. I'm like, they've heard of a computer. Like, even if you're a Mennonite and you don't use the technology, you know what a computer is. You know what I mean? Like, even if you yourself have never touched a computer, in your day-to-day life where you're interacting with non-Mennonites, you've heard of what a computer is. Somebody's mentioned or you've seen one. No, I don't. Okay, well, Big Incher, you're not a Mennonite because you're fucking watching me right now.
Northern Wisconsin to find out.
Why is everything... We were just watching a body cam video in Wisconsin. Why is everything... I gotta go to Wisconsin. I gotta see what's going on in Wisconsin. Why is everything in fucking Wisconsin?
I'm heading to Northern Wisconsin to find out.
Sure, that's me.
Marcus Martin's my name. I'm worshiping.
The Mennonites take church very seriously, and if you're wondering why those dudes just kissed, it's because of their strict interpretation of the Bible. Take this line from Thessalonians, greet all with a holy kiss. I shake a few hands and everyone is wondering, what am I doing here? Outsiders never come, but the minister invites me to join Sunday Mass and hear their choir sing.
Do they know that he's filming? Wow, this is giving me like flashbacks back because I used to be like a practicing Catholic and I used to go when I was a kid, and I'm not making fun of this, but I'm just saying like this was like all kids have this same experience if you had to go to church. But it's like you're 6 years old and you're bored in church, so you start playing like tic-tac-toe on like a piece of paper. Some shit like that. Like I remember just being in church being like, I am so bored. Because you don't know what God is. you can't really explain, like most 6-year-olds don't perceive God on the same level as like Santa Claus, but like they understand them in the same sense. It's like you don't understand the gravity of like what a God is. So you're just like sitting there like, dude, why is everybody singing? Who's this guy up here fucking talking about repentance? I don't even, what does that mean? You're just fucking sitting there. Dude, it's like, and your parents bring you because they want you to like know what the faith is, but it's like, you're not going to get it.
Notice how the men and women are separated? It doesn't matter if you're a family, because gender is one of the ways the Mennonites organize their society and understand their roles.
Amen. Depart in peace.
Well, it was different, wasn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Thank
And
you.
your name again?
Drew.
Drew.
Yeah.
After Mass, the minister, Joel, takes me under the...
See, like, I can never personally get behind, I mean, organized religion in general, but, like, I could never be a Mennonite, but I like, respect that, like, how respectful they are. You know what I mean? Like, they're very friendly. They want you to be a part of the faith. Like, it's nice.
The church to check out the only school in the community, which stops after 8th grade.
This is first and second.
That's a little crazy. 8th grade is the last education. I'm assuming they're still getting taught stuff after 8th grade, though, no? It's like they're going up to 8th grade so they learn how to read and write and, like, do basic math, English, and, like, other functional forms of, like, just knowledge. And then after that, the Amish abuse their children. These aren't Amish people. And I don't know about that specifically. I would have to look into that. I have heard some bad things about certain Amish families, but not the Amish people as a whole. Anyways, moving on. What was I going to say? Were you ever Amish? No, but I've been to an Amish market before, and let me tell you, they make some good shit. What was I going to say? Oh, after 8th grade. Yeah, do you think they learn other stuff? I mean, they have to. There's no way it just stops. Like, they're going to start working. Like, after 8th grade, they probably start working.
In grade? We don't generally do college and that type of thing. There's a lot of downsides to college, and if you're interested in serving the Lord and living out the Bible.
I'm inside the first grade classroom here in the school.
shifts. They slowly stop holding back. The language gets uglier, and by the end, they're saying things that twist your stomach, and they're saying them like they're talking about the weather. You drive home, park in your driveway. You know there's a problem already. Those two men who watched you the entire night never blinked. Do they already know you're undercover? No, they can't. It's not possible. You realize you're just being...
Maybe they have some sort of medical condition that makes them not blink that way. Were they looking at you, or were you just imagining it?
Paranoid. One thing...
You don't know what you should do. Did they slip you meth in that cereal bowl they gave you while you were there? Why were we even eating cereal to begin with? It was 5 p.m., and we were all just sitting in a warehouse. Just, none of it makes sense.
Is for sure.
Is cereal soup, or... You start thinking about that. You fall asleep in your car that night. The next night, you wake up and they're already knocking at the window. You ended up realizing that you wasted valuable time thinking about a stupid hypothetical. What the fuck am I doing right now? I'm way too high.
Thursday, you have to walk back into that room.
I'm just starting side fucking hypotheticals for no reason.
FBI handler wants a report every 72 hours. You drive 12 miles to a payphone near a closed shop and make the call fast. Never the same phone twice, never the same route home. You become paranoid about being paranoid. If you're too careful, they notice. If you're not careful enough, you miss something. Or worse, you get caught. And getting caught here isn't an arrest. It's much worse. So you adjust. You forget a weekly meeting once so you seem normal. You make yourself imperfect on purpose. Next Thursday, you go back. The two watchers are completely different this time. Friendly, laughing. One of them pats your shoulder when you walk in, like you've known.
Wow, missing a meeting's low-key tech, dude. I didn't even think about that. You showing up to the KKK meeting every time, they're like, this guy's a little too racist. He doesn't miss a single meeting?
Known each other for years.
That's suspicious.
That scares you more than the staring.
Even for them, the fucking KKK members are starting to question this guy's loyalty because he's too loyal.
Did. 3 weeks in, Dale invites you to his house for dinner. His wife makes pot roast. His granddaughter sits on his lap and shows you a drawing she made at school. Dale looks at you and says,
GM racist in a plat racist lobby. Wow.
You're good people. I'm glad you moved here. And you feel it, a real warmth in your chest. For half a second, you forget what this man is. You forget why you're sitting at his table. You just feel like someone's friend. You drive home and sit in your driveway for 20 minutes with the engine running. That's the moment you realize this job doesn't just ask you to pretend to be someone else. It asks you to become someone else. And the longer you stay, the harder it gets to remember which one is real. The next day, Dale pulls you aside after the meeting.
Bro's acting like the racist is creeping inside of him. What the fuck is he talking about? You're starting to actually kind of like them. What? The whole time I'm gonna be sitting there, bro, they're talking about like whack ass shit. You're telling me you get used to it? I feel like at some point you're gonna be like tuning it out more than anything.
Puts a hand on your shoulder and says, next week we need to talk to you about something. You smile and say sure. That sentence means one of two things. They trust you enough to go deeper, or they think there's something off about you. Next week, you pull into the machine shop lot. Something is already wrong. Dale, the two watchers, a fourth man you've never seen before who is built like a refrigerator and hasn't smiled once since you walked in. The door closes behind you. You hear the lock turn. Then
there's an oven in the corner and a bowl of baby back ribs raw just sitting there. They loved your ribs. They think you're a narc, not because of anything else other than the fact that they think you didn't make those ribs. You got to lay it all on the line today.
Man steps forward.
Lore, chat. You see how I looped it back from the beginning? Motherfuckers think I'm too high. I'm on another plane right now. I made that joke 20 minutes ago, and I just circled back to it. I've created my own subplot within this video.
Take your shirt off. Your stomach drops.
What?
Shirt off. Your stomach drops. You're wearing a wire. You have exactly 1 second to keep your face steady. You laugh and say, "Excuse me?" We check everyone who comes into a conversation like this, Dale says. His voice is flat. His eyes are not.
You go into the bathroom. They give you 1 minute. You say you have the shits, but really, you're about to shove a microphone up your ass.
Friendly. Your brain is running at 1,000 miles an hour. The wire runs along the inside lining of your jacket. The transmitter is sewn into the collar. One device, one place to find it. You pull your shirt over your head.
Wait, this is the story from... Wait, so that really makes me think the veterinarian story was a real one that we watched. Because this is the story from the Fern guy.
You hand it to the refrigerator. He
just much more detailed.
Runs his hands across every seam. He checks the collar. He checks everything. Then he hands it back. Jacket too, he says. You take it off. He turns the jacket inside out.
He starts smelling it right by the armpit holes. Really confuses you.
His fingers move across the lining toward the collar. You watch his hands. You cannot look away. You just stare at his fingers moving 1 inch at a time toward the sewn transmitter, and you think that this is it. They caught you. His fingers stop half an inch short. He hands it back. He's clean, he says. Dale nods, and now, apparently, they trust you. Dale sits down. The 4 men lean in, and that's when he says her name. A civil rights attorney in Atlanta. He describes how she's been helping send their friends to jail. He describes what needs to happen to make her stop. He's saying she needs to disappear. You sit in that chair absorbing a murder plot against an innocent person, and
you sit in the chair thinking, does he mean some sort of magic trick? What does he mean the word disappear?
You nod slowly. But even after the check, the
FBI never told you that these guys kill people.
Watchers in the corner still haven't relaxed. Their eyes move to you every few minutes.
All right, I'm done. I gotta stop.
They ran the test. You passed the test. But they still don't believe you. You wonder if it was something you said. Or maybe they could sense your nervousness during the wire check. Either way, you need to be even more careful now. You drive to the payphone. You're 2 miles out when you see headlights behind you. You don't speed up. You make a right turn. The headlights turn right. You make a left, then another right, then a left again. The headlights stay exactly 4 car lengths back through every single turn. Then they pull off suddenly onto a side road and the headlights disappear. At the time, you think you lost them. You make your call to your handler and you drive home. Then, a stone's throw away from your...
Bro, can't he just dip? Like, they have the mic of them plotting, like, because they didn't find the mic. So couldn't he have just gone back to the FBI, be like, boom, we have the evidence that they're planning and plotting to kill somebody. I don't need to keep putting on this facade.
Front door, you see it.
Like, why is he continuing to go with it?
A car parked tight against the wall of an abandoned house on the left side of your street, hidden from every direction except yours. From that exact position, your front door is completely visible. That's when you understand. The tail wasn't trying to follow you. They wanted to see you leave. While you were gone, someone else moved into position. You act like you went to bed, but you don't sleep. You lie there with your hand 3 inches from a silenced pistol on the nightstand. Every sound the house makes sets your nerves on edge. At 2 a.m., you hear it. The back door. Someone picking the lock, taking their time, trying to be quiet.
I'm lighting 10 rounds through the fucking wall with a 12 gauge. It is going to literally be a smoothie mist on the fucking... Well, I'm not going to let him get... What the hell are we talking about, bro? Oh, you're sitting there just waiting. In your bedroom, you hear them trying to break in. Bro, go kill him.
Then the softest creak of a hinge you've ever heard. You roll off the bed onto the floor. pistol in hand. You press your back against the wall beside the bedroom door and you wait. You left $200 in cash on the kitchen table, visible from the doorway. They walk right past it. You hear one set of footsteps moving toward the bedroom.
Oh, to test if they're a robber?
Then they stop. Dead stop. Right outside your door. That's when you realize it. The picture of you and your sister on the wall. It's at your graduation. You were in full federal gear.
What a fucking dork. I mean, that's just not, I feel like this isn't a part of the story. There's no way.
They're looking at it.
You just have that hung up in your house when you're in your undercover. You just have you in FBI uniform being like,
right now, they know. You come through the bedroom door fast and low. The man spins around.
They pass your kitchen. You have freshly cooked. No, I'm not going to make the joke.
It's one of the two.
I said I was done.
Watchers. He gets one hand up before you close the distance, and then it's a brawl in the dark. You take a hit to the ribs that would have dropped a smaller man. You hear him call for help. Another set of footsteps starts moving up the stairs fast. You end it with a pistol. One shot, suppressed. In a dark house on a quiet street at 2 a.m., it sounds like a book dropped on a hardwood floor. Then another one. The second man is down. You stand in your own hallway and the house is quiet again. Your hands are shaking and you can't make them stop. Then you get to work. You spend the next 3 hours cleaning up a situation that cannot exist. Two men who were never here. At 5 a.m., you sit at your kitchen table and you think...
Wouldn't he call for backup at this point, bro? If he knows that, like, why is he just, like, solo riding this shit? Like, actually just John Wicking it. He's just not getting help. Why?
About what comes next. They sent two men to confirm their suspicion, and neither of them is coming back with an answer. When two men don't report back, the people who sent them draw their own conclusions. You talk to your handler. He wants you to stay undercover, at least for the next meeting. You tell him you need backup. Close. He says it's already in motion.
Wouldn't he unmask the men and see them?
You have exactly 14 hours before that meeting, and you have to walk in there like nothing happened. It's time. The machine shop. You walk in and Dale looks at you for exactly 1 second longer than usual. You seen the rest of the guys? He asks. Like who? You say. He shrugs. Two guys who were supposed to check in with me this morning. They said they wanted to look into something. I haven't heard from them. You lean against the wall and cross your arms. People flake, you say. Dale watches your face. 5 full seconds. Then he nods slowly and moves on. That's when it happens. The refrigerator locks the door. Dale asks you to sit down. You ask him what this is all about, but he cuts you off and tells you to sit down again. You sit. Dale pulls a chair across the floor and sits 2 feet in front of you, close enough that you can smell the cigarette smoke on his collar. I'm going to ask you something, he says, and I need you to look me in the eye when you answer.
Why did he even go to this meeting, though? Because they sent him to kill him. Like, you're just going to end up dying either way.
You look him in the eye. Did you have anything to do with my guys going missing? No, you say. No hesitation, no blink. You say it the way a man says something that's obviously true. Dale stares at you for a long time. You can hear the fluorescent light buzzing. You can hear your own pulse. Then he leans back. All right, he says. Then we move forward. You want some coffee? Then he asks the refrigerator to go look for them. In the meantime, he moves forward.
Wow, the coffee part makes so much more sense now.
With the plan. He slides a photograph across the table. It's the attorney, taken outside her office, time-stamped 2 days ago. Friday night, Dale says. Her husband leaves for a conference. She'll be alone. He looks at you. You're driving. And there it is. The decision from the beginning. The one with no good answer. If you say no, every ounce of your trust you've built collapses. Dale connects
Bro, you could just say yes, and then they fucking fold on him then. Like, he doesn't have to actually go kill this woman.
dots, the missing men, your hesitation, you don't make it out of this room. If you say yes, you become part of a murder plot against an innocent woman. And even if the FBI steps in to stop it, you have to ride with these men toward her house, knowing that if anything goes wrong, if the timing is off by 30 seconds, she dies. You think about your sister.
FBI could also contact the woman. We know, FBI could say, hey, there's 2 guys going to come kill you tonight. Maybe go sit in this locked room here. We're going to give you a bulletproof vest. They're going to try and kill you, and we're going to intercept them.
Think about the photo on the wall that you should have
Or they just move her, and then she's just not there. They give them bad intelligence.
taken down months ago. You think about how far inside this thing you've gone and whether the person sitting in this chair is even you anymore. You nod. I'm driving, you say. Friday comes fast. You spend the day before going over the route with your handler. There are 4 intercept points, agents at every one, snipers on 2 rooftops, and a helicopter staged 11 minutes away. They tell you the window is tight, but manageable. Manageable. That's the word they use. You ask what happens if something goes wrong. Your handler pauses 1 second too long before he says, it won't. Friday night, 9:47 p.m. You're behind the wheel of a stolen sedan. Dale is in the passenger seat. The refrigerator is in the back with a bag you haven't looked inside. Nobody talks for the first 2 miles. The only sound is the engine and the road and Dale.
Me suppressing the urge to make a baby back ribs joke right now. Me actually suppressing the urge when he said that. Sorry, I'm locked into the story, but like every chance I get, it's just like a worm entering my brain to be like, he opens the bag. He forgot the guns. In his sleep, he swapped them out with the baby back ribs, thinking they would be hungry later.
Cracking his knuckles one at a time. You pass the first intercept point. Nothing happens. You check the mirror. No lights, no movement, just a dark road behind you. You pass the second intercept point. Still nothing.
Bro, you don't have like a geo tracker on your fucking car? Like, how are they not intercepting?
Test gets tight. You start doing math in your head. 4 miles to her house, 2 intercept points left. If they don't move at the 3rd one, that leaves 1 chance before you pull into her driveway. 3 miles out. Dale opens the glove box and pulls out a pair of latex gloves. He puts them on slowly, 1 finger at a time. He doesn't look at you. 2 miles out.
He puts petroleum jelly on one of the fingertips.
The refrigerator unzips the bag. You are driving toward this woman's house and you are thinking about every single thing that has to go.
The refrigerator just took out a thing of hummus.
Right in the next 90 seconds for.
You're thinking this isn't about this woman after all.
Her to survive this night.
It's about you.
1 mile out. Then the road lights up. Blue and red from every direction. Helicopters, loudspeakers. Dale looks at you. He doesn't say a word. He doesn't have to. His eyes say everything. You don't look back. 3 months later,
I feel like they would have pulled out a gun and just shot him.
Dale gets 40 years. The rest of them get between 15 and 25. The attorney never knows how close it actually got. You go home, your real home. You sit on your couch and stare at the wall and you wait for it to feel like a win. It doesn't. Because for 3 days you were willing to drive, and you passed 2 intercept points where nothing happened and you didn't pull over. You didn't stop the car.
Yeah, but they got the job done.
You kept going. You'll never know for certain whether you said yes to protect the mission or because saying no might have meant dying. You tell yourself it was the mission. You tell yourself that every night.
Wow, that was a good video. This guy makes great fucking content, dude. Holy shit. The Wealth Explainer. I hadn't made enough money for it to be like lucrative. I had just started kind of like tuning up in terms of like an audience.
But they outwardly say
So he's trying to like insinuate that like my clout and money got me a girlfriend.
their girlfriends are like 4 tiers higher than them attractiveness wise. And it's like, it's not because they went on the BP route and they pulled her. It's like, no, they went up, had a conversation, found common interests, right? Liked each other. And it's like, then
I understand where he's coming from, but largely I've observed a pretty high SMV correlation between men and women. Like you'll see, okay, the man, maybe he looks worse, but oh, he's tall, he's rich, he's this, he's that. You know, it's pretty paired up when you.
No, I'm not gonna disagree that having wealth makes you more attractive. But it's not in a like gold digging sense. It's like a security sense. Like you're probably less likely to find somebody being dead broke, you know, versus having money. Like, and not even in the sense of they're using you for that money. It's like you just have a sense of financial security. And a lot of finding a mate is desirable attributes that you like. Animalistically, you find a mate for somebody that you want to have kids with. That's not the case all the time now. There's people that have been married for 50 years, never have kids, you know. But like genetically and survivability wise, like a lot of you finding a mate subconsciously is like, I like this person, I could see them raising my kids, you know. And having money is an upside. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not, right? Like, because you're more able to financially support children, you know. Like, if you have a kid, you could get them through college.
When you observe, but
that's how they find you.
You know, it's pretty paired up when you observe, but
that's how they find you attractive. Like,
alongside PSL, they also use the term appeal. Appeal is more just people finding you attractive regardless of your PSL. Now with PSL, this is where we get shit like this. This is what you call a PSL gun.
No, it's actually not. You're in fucking complete brain rot.
Oh my gosh.
But a PSL god wouldn't necessarily have appeal. Because again, look at this shit. So I guess PSL is purely for the male gaze then. My zesty
is that a real photo? That's not a real photo. Chat, that's a real image? No. That is. That jaw structure is unreal though. But that's what I'm saying, like, I'm not judging this guy by any means either. I feel like why is like, I think it's just like the more like you look like a stone sculpture, the more attractive you are on a PSL scale.
It's uncanny. There's a level of facial symmetry and attractiveness that actually becomes unattractive in my opinion. Like if you look so symmetrical that you don't look real. Like there are people that are so attractive that it's like, oh, that's kind of like off-putting.
When we get shit like this is what
you... Well, no, you don't understand that at all.
A PSL god, but a PSL god wouldn't necessarily have appeal. Because again, look at this shit. So I guess PSL is purely for the male gaze then. My zesty theory is being proven again. And I find this is no better time than any to really dive into the BP terminology. First word, you probably already know, it's Chad. These are people that the BP community can collectively agree, you know, look good. So mainly like these 3 models. And then we have Chad Light. What am I talking about, cunt? But anyways, this is just a little lower. You wouldn't really be considered a Chad, but I don't know if you have to apply for Chad status. Is that something that they do?
No, I always thought that you can't move.
I know he's also making fun of St. Don's editing style, which is like very like brain rottish, but I think it's for attention span and I love it, man. Like I know it's bad for like attention span of humans, but dude, he's just like image words, soundboard, image. There's people that do it too much. I think he does it normal. Like there's people that do it more than him.
Fuck. Like far, right? In the BP community, well, you could like make yourself more attractive and move up, but like if you're sub 5, you're never gonna be a Chad in the BP community. But if you're like a Chad Light,
depends on your base. It's possible.
If you got like,
how? See, that's where I'm not. Now I really want to understand the BP community, because if you're a sub 5 in the BP mindset, how are you leveling up to a Chad? What? Because, oh, like if you're obese, well, like you don't have, like, so like what you're saying, like, oh, really bad haircut, terrible style, you know, you're not taking care of your skin, stuff like that.
a different haircut, maybe like they'll fucking up you. I don't know.
I don't know. But if you're an unidentified attractive person, you're what's known as an unknown slayer. Like this random ass kid in the back of this video, he went viral on TikTok for a little bit. People calling him unknown slayer. Another example is this one guy. I just wanted to point it out because of this comment. Nigga said bro is real life Marlon.
Bro, what the fuck are you even talking about? Real life Marlon, like Marlon.
That implies Marlon's not in real life.
It's an anime character that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean, bro? I'm telling you, they worship this nigga Marlon like a deity. They don't even consider him real. And if you're the very pinnacle,
who's they? I don't worship him.
Attractiveness, you're what's known as a true Adam. And there's one guy they call a true Aladdin because he's Middle Eastern. There's not really a pattern there because that's the only
what's like the average video this guy private looks maxing school and face ratings? Oh, dude, he sells like a course. What's like his most viewed video? Ugliest facial features tier list. Your face decides who swipes right in real life. But that's like, yeah, yes, the majority of, you know, dating relationships start through online dating apps. But it's like the swipe, bro, you could ask anybody that's used dating apps, and the amount of swipes that have turned out to be duds is endless, you know? Like, that person's gonna mend well with you. I get it's the prerequisite. I'm more so just saying it's not everything. 4 years of looks maxing advice in 18 minutes. The ultimate 2025 food tier list. Is that for looks maxing? My full looks maxing surgery plan. Oh my God. Bro, like, I don't think he needs, you know, it's do whatever you want with your life. But it's like, I don't think this guy needs surgery. Like, I feel like he is just a good looking dude.